φαίνεται λίγο χαμηλά. Ξέρεις τι, θα τα βάλω όλα τα audio turbo. Και αν κάτι είναι δυνατά χαμηλά θα μου πείτε και θα το ρυθμίσω. Σημαντικό είναι να ακούτε και εμένα, αλλά σημαντικό είναι να ακούτε και το παιχνίδι το ίδιο. Οπότε σήμερα παίζουμε Ghost of the Shore. Πάμε να ξεκινήσουμε να δούμε τι γίνεται, τι λέει αυτό το παιχνίδι. Φανταστικό loading, βλέπω μπλε πηγολαμπίδες, κολοφωτιές όπως λέγαμε στο χωριό μου. Χοράβι. Πάμε τα copyright δυνατά. A game by like Charlie. Όλα το copyright του κόσμου θα φάω. Μπαν θα φάμε σήμερα. Published by Application System Heidelberg. Ωραία. Εντάξει. Έπεσε μουσική, εντάξει. Μπορεί και να σωθούμε. Μπορεί και να το φάγαμε βέβαια ήδη και να είναι muted. Τι είναι αυτό? Ότι ότι δεν θα έβρεχε σήμερα, το τσέκαρα. No. Τέλεια κόπα. Γουρνάκι. Έλα, ηρέμησε, όλα καλά θα πάνε. Όχι, ο Wolf, μη φοβάσαι καθόλου. Όλα θα πάνε καλά. Θα μας οδηγήσει ο καπετάν Νικόλας. Ο Άγιος Νικόλας. Oink, oink. You'll be bacon for more. Yeah. Σιγά, βρέα, υπερβολική. Να διαβάσουμε ένα βιβλίο μέχρι να περάσει το τέτοιο. Is that land? Ωχ, πού θα καρχωθούμε. Γύρνα το! Γκράου! Χαμήλωσέ το ρημάδι. Περίφημος καπετάνιος και ο Blake. Hold left mouse, drag. Anybody there?
Anybody there? It's a voice.
You can hear me?
Oi. Yes, I can hear you, George.
Yes, I can hear you. Who are you?
What?
Wait, no. I don't want to know.
Πού πάμε, κι άλλο νησί.
Is that a pier? Yes. If I can get the boat close enough, I can do this.
No, you can't. It'll crash.
Leave me alone. Whoa! Come on, Riley. We've got this.
What are you doing? Cut the engine.
You've read the manual.
Manual? Have you ever sailed a boat before?
Stop it.
You have to turn off the engine.
I don't have to do anything.
You'll crash. Cut the engine. All right. Well done. Now, drop the anchor.
Yes, of course.
Of course. Drop.
Γεια σου αερίες, καλησπέρα. Welcome. Τι κάνετε, πώς είσαστε? Το Anchor.
Good. You did good. You'll be fine now.
I am not fine. You have to
Φαίνεται
stop
μιλώ στο
this.
βιβλίο πρακτικής μου και τον τύπο που έχετε δει.
Talking. You have to stop talking.
Μια χαρά. Μακάρι να... Μια χαρά! Μακάρι να πάει καλά και να πας και να περάσεις όμορφα.
What a mess.
Τα καταφέραμε. Τι κάνετε,
To see the window.
Άιρις, πώς είσαστε? Μισό λεπτάκι, δώστε μου, με συγχωρείτε. Περιμένετε. Να δω τι έχω κάνει εδώ, τώρα που βγάλε τα ακουστικά. Α, εντάξει, μια χαρά είμαστε. Ωραία. Με συγχωρείτε για αυτό το μίνι διάλειμμα. Καλά κάνατε. Να χαλαρώσετε, να βάλετε φαγητό, έτσι, να καθίσετε. Ανοίξεις το ανεμιστήρα σου, τι έχεις εκεί πέρα για να δροσιστείς. Δεν θέλω να βγω έξω. Και να κάτσεις να απολαύσεις την Αντίκο έτσι πάρα πολύ ήρεμα, ατμοσφαιρικά. Κουνάει, κουνάει! I ruined my boat. Όπα, τι έγινε? Εκεί στη Μύκονο μόλις περνάς πάντα κουνάει, έχει καιρό. Παίζουμε το Ghost on the Shore, είναι ένα ατμοσφαιρικό παιχνίδι πρώτου προσώπου. Είμαστε η Riley, η πρωταγωνίστριά μας, την οποία χειριζόμαστε. Θα σου πω τώρα.
Was the plan after all. So yes, be a devil. Let's check our backpack. I've no desire to get stranded without food or water.
Πολύ artistic, έτσι, watercolor τα γραφικά, το σκηνικό. Είμαστε η Riley λοιπόν, έχουμε έτσι ναυαγίσει εντός εισαγωγικών σε ένα νησί. Δεν έχεις χάσει δηλαδή, 2 λεπτά παίζουμε. Και θα συναντήσουμε κάποιο φάντασμα εδώ πέρα από ό,τι καταλαβαίνω και να δούμε την ιστορία, τι έχει γίνει. Δεν ξέρω κι εγώ πάρα πολλά πράγματα. Απλά είχα δει το τρέλερ και μ' άρεσε. Και I guess θα ανακαλύψουμε μαζί. Pony.
Can't starve, right? Taking that with me. I am sketching the entire journey after all.
Συγγνώμη. Πάρα πολύ ωραία.
Awesome. The beer made it through the storm.
Άψογα, έχουμε και μπύρα. Oh, yes! Έχουμε κάτι άλλο εδώ να δούμε. Εδώ να. Κάνει crouch, δεν κάνει crouch. Κάτι έχει εδώ, τα οποία λογικά θα χρειαστώ ή απλά μπορώ να τα κοιτάξω.
Why are these islands not on here?
Τα νησιά δεν ήταν εδώ πέρα.
This damn relic must be broken because that weather wasn't fair.
Καλά, μη φωνάζεις. Εντάξει.
I read this book front to back. Pretty useless in a storm.
Κάτι έχει εδώ. Boatyard invoice. Όχι, δεν θέλω να πάω να δούμε τηλέφωνα. Έχουμε κάτι άλλο, μαθές, ντεσού. Δεν έχουμε. Έχει ένα πάρα πολύ ωραίο σκυλάκι εδώ πέρα που είναι σαν παιχνιδάκι. Είχαμε και ένα σκύλο τον Μάρσαλ, τον οποίο όπως το είπα μάλλον είχαμε. Εντάξει, σπάμε εδώ, κονσέρβες, είναι δύσκολη η ζωή του ναυτικού. Το δέσαμε το πλοίο, για θα μας φύγει. Εντάξει, ανοιχτές πόρτες, τουρλά ανοιχτά όλα.
I'm doing it. Deciding my own fate. And will you look at all this? So beautiful out here. Wish you were here. Sunny greetings from a far-off place.
The Rogue Islands.
You're still here.
Έχουμε χρόνο για τις επιλογές. Πρέπει να διαλέξουμε γρήγορα.
I'm grateful and all.
Μπορώ να πέσω μέσα.
You know you can't stay, right?
Why?
Because you're not real.
But I am Riley.
I've decided you are not. And don't ever say my name. Ever again. You know what? Just shut up.
Όχι, μην το μιλάς έτσι. Ναι, τι συνέβη? Φύγανε τσουνάμι. Τι έγινε? Βλέπω και εκεί πέρα διάφορα πράγματα. Θα πάω για από αυτή τη μεριά, γιατί εκεί πέρα ανεβαίνεις πάνω και φεύγεις. Λούτρινο ήταν το σκυλάκι. Μάλλον ήταν η μικρογραφία του πραγματικού μας σκύλου. Endless oceans. Oh yes. Θα ζούσες. Interesting. Ποιο building λέει? Α, αυτό εκεί πέσα λέει. Βεβαίως. Μπορώ να πάω? Δεν μπορώ να πάω από εδώ. Γιατί? Γιατί ψυχούλα μου? Δεν έχω κάνει, με συγχωρείτε. 10 δευτερόλεπτα. Δεν έχω κάνει κάτι με τα γραφικά. Εγώ είναι έτσι τα γραφικά. Σωστά. Χαϊ. Χαζούκο-σαν. Ναι, έτσι είναι. Το game δεν παίζει κάτι με το game εδώ σαν ρύθμιση. Θα βγάλω το head bob και το rumble. Γιατί δεν θέλω να ζαλιζόμαστε. Γιατί, τι εννοείς για τη Χριστίνα? Δεν μ' άφησε να πάω εκεί. Υποθέτω πως θα πάω από κάποιο άλλο σημείο. Όχι. Απλά παρατηρώ ότι ξέρεις, όσο πιο μακριά από ένα σημείο βλέπεις, δεν φαίνεται πολύ πιο watercolor τα γραφικά. Και όσο πιο κοντά πας, γίνεται crispy. I guess, υποθέτω ότι είναι να βλέπεις, ας πούμε, κοίτα το δέντρο αυτό τώρα. Είναι σαν να είναι ζωγραφιά, είναι σαν να είναι watercolored. Όσο το πλησιάζουμε, βλέπεις και τα χόρτα και αυτά. Τα γραφικά, τα textures γίνονται πολύ crisp.
Maybe.
Δεν είναι ότι είναι πρόβλημα. Απλά δεν το έχω ξαναδεί σε γραφικά και μου κάνει εντύπωση. I said maybe.
I said maybe. Don't
Gonna
get
be the
carried
one
away.
that saves me. Βλέπεις. I
I
understand.
understand that, but I will lose my mind if you don't.
Please, just talk to me.
That's it. I'm blocking you. You're spam.
Μπορεί να είναι και το στυλ τους.
Spam.
Το art style
What's
τους.
spam?
Spam. Πιστεύω έχουμε φάει όλοι spam στη ζωή μας από κάποια γιαγιά κάποια
Sure, I
στιγμή.
can deal with this. Am I imagining you? You can talk now.
You're not imagining me.
Παπαρούνες είναι αυτά. Άμα είναι παπαρούνες μπορεί και να το φαντάζομαι. Παπαρούνες είναι. Παπαρούνες στον οθό να μην το με μυρίσεις λίγο το τραγούδι. Ξέρει τι λέει. Τσουρ κάνουν τα πουλάκια.
This place.
It's mesmerizing.
It's mesmerizing. What happened here?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Nothing.
Not a single thing.
Πώς σας φαίνεται ο ήχος, όλα είναι εντάξει?
You never taught me your name.
Josh.
Έχουμε εικόνα
My name
εντάξει?
is Josh.
Με λένε Josh, λέει η φωνή. Λίγο γκρέμνα εδώ, αγαπητέ Josh. Γεια χαρά! Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ
Go through the house.
για το
Just
feedback
enjoying the view here.
και τους δύο.
We'll go in a minute.
Iriziar and Christinator. Βεβαίως. Wild Rose Cabin. Καμπίνα του άγριον τριαντάφυλλου. Πάμε να δούμε τι γίνεται εδώ. Υπάρχουν εμφανείς φθορές. Jars, rose petals. Why?
Why?
Bath salts, oils,
Desserts.
desserts. I love roses.
Του άγριον τριαντάφυλλου. Του άγριον, έτσι είπα.
Seriously? Piccalilli is as far as I go.
You'd eat it if you were here in the winter time.
Pickled eggs. Αυγά πίκλα, ήου. Ήου. Κάτι μου έδειξε στο iJournal. Α, και εδώ διαβάζεις πράγματα. Α, κάτι έχει εδώ πέρα. Εδώ μας δείχνει ένα γουρνοσφαγείο. Walk me to the sea, I want to see more. Setting my sails to billow in the warm breeze. Take me home over the horizon. Friend or food, don't believe the humane lie, animals don't want to die. Stop the slaughter. Damn straight I did. Back to square one. Just me and Marcel. Wild Rose Cabin. To be as industrious as the occupant of this cabin was, to have planned for the long haul, I'm not sure my jerky will take me far. Mom made me raisin bread too. I can still smell the fresh bread from the oven. I could never resist, and always cut a piece when it was still too hot.
No more ferries after 1980.
Με συγχωρείτε. The Harvestone Ferry Line. No service New Year's Day, Easter Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Harvest Ferry will carry out the last ever sailing from the Rogue Island to Lundberg on Monday, 29th September 1980. Χρουτσου, κάτι γράψαμε. Margot.
Why did this Margot never open a letter?
Margot.
Never knew it was here.
Να το διαβάσουμε. My dear 22nd September 1980. My dear Margot, I never write letters. I bought this stationery when I moved to the islands, having every intention to write to friends left far behind. But this is the first piece I have ever used. My life was here. No letter would change that. And pictures were my talent, not words. The emotion is my subject's eyes. How could I use the sentence to capture that? Some things, μου στέλνεις PM, ωραία, θα το δω αμέσως, μόλις τελειώσω την αφήγηση θα το δω. Some things, though, must be told in words, and as you won't allow me to speak the words, I will buckle down and write them. I must go. Even though I don't want to. How I hate to leave you, Margot. But time is not our friend, and time is becoming unkind to me. No amount of this fresh, salty air will fix that ache in my bones. So I must head to the mainland. I hope you'll forgive me. It seems unbelievable that you have only been on the Rogues for 3 years. I was never lonely before you came. But as soon as I saw you, I felt it. The love I never expected. I love you as a mother loves a daughter. That was the true blessing. You wouldn't let me close in those first days, so I had to wait, and it was worth it. But Margot, my sweet, I worry. You cannot continue as you are. Please, come find me on the mainland. There is one last ferry next week on the 29th of September. Come to me. Let me help you. The islands will wait. They are always here. In case you don't take that last ferry, I am leaving you all my food, all my recipes. I know you love the raisin bread. And all the knowledge to survive the Rogue Islands. You can make this life beautiful. You are young and alive. Even my photos cannot capture your true spirit. I hope you can conquer those demons and live your life as fully as I have. I want you to have no regrets. I will miss you. Carrie. Συγχωρείτε να δω το PM. Το PM που μου το στείλατε, αγαπητοί Χριστινέιτορ, στο Discord ή στο Twitch. Συγχωρείτε παιδάκια, ένα λεπτάκι να δω. Twitch, ωραία. Alles gut. Έγινε κάποιο κλιπ από την Christinator. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Θα το κάνουμε post εδώ. Μπορούσες να μου πεις να σου δώσω να σου κάνω ένα λαού, πώς το λένε αυτό, δεν θυμάμαι, κάπως λέγεται, για να μπορείς να το ανεβάσεις εσύ. Τώρα πρόσφατα το έμαθα κι εγώ ότι υπάρχει. Permit, μπράβο, ναι, το permit. Άλλη φορά, άμα θέλεις να ανεβάσεις κάτι, θα μου πλέσεις να σου κάνω permit. Photograph.
Do you think it's them that lived here?
Maybe. I'm here. Always. Χρουτσου, κάτι γράψαμε. Όχι για κανέναν άλλο λόγο, για να διευκολύνονται όλοι. Και εσείς και εγώ. To live... Αμέ. Θα σου θυμίσω. To live and know you can never come back. To never undo the choice you've made. I'm here always. Did she write that on that picture frame? Or was he the one who made the promise? Always, that's a very long time. We can always have the ones we love. How I want to be missed like that. Ένα αγόρι. The boy.
She's beautiful, but she looks so sad.
Η Margot είναι αυτή, beloved.
Definitely the home of a photographer.
Κουρτς. Εδώ από κάποιες φωτογραφίες. Who's the boy? Something so odd about seeing the remains of a dark room, as if looking at the negative. What remains when the image is taken away? She looks so lost. Does she want to be saved? Ωραίος κήπος, όταν φαντάζομαι θα ήταν ωραίος όταν...
So, what do you think about the cabin?
I don't know. I need to have an opinion.
Did you read the letter?
I did.
Why did Carrie write Margot a letter?
She felt guilty about leaving her.
How do you know that?
Because that's what she told Margot.
What are you saying?
I heard her say it. I was there.
You were hiding that from me?
I can't believe I forgot.
But now you remember?
Like she'd always been there. Somewhere in the back. And now she's taken a step forward. Into the light.
You knew Carrie.
I get the feeling you think this is important.
Carrie got the last ferry out in 1980. You were alive in 1980.
Είναι λίγο σοκαριστικό αυτό που λέει. Σοκαριστικό και το ότι μιλάμε με μια φωνή. Βέβαια μετά το σοκ της καταιγίδας μπορεί και να συμβαίνει. Έλα μου, ντε, δίκιο έχεις τώρα που το λες. 1980 λέει, όχι 1880.
Didn't I? Blowing in like this.
I wasn't expecting a visit from a ghost from Christmas past, if that's what you mean.
I don't know what that means. But for what it's worth, I like talking with you.
Thank you, I guess. Though you're not giving me a lot of options. You talk a lot.
Yeah. Maybe you should talk more, so that I have to listen.
I don't want to talk.
You're not going to make this very easy, are you?
What do you want from me? I'm not pouring out my heart to you.
I'm not asking you to. Just tell me about the good stuff.
Follow Edge. Me on my
Good
boat.
stuff was me on my boat sailing off to new
Δεν
horizons.
έχουμε τέτοια εντολή σε αυτό το κανάλι, Χριστίνα, δυστυχώς.
I know that. I just want to draw some chalk lines up there and for you to stay on your side quietly.
Διότι είμαστε μια παρέα, δεν έχει σημασία πόσο κάνει follow ο καθένας. Εκτός αν είναι εντολή του Twitch και δεν έχει να κάνει με το αν κάποιος το βάζει στο κανάλι. Γιατί εγώ δεν έχω βάλει κάτι τέτοιο. Θέλω να νιώθουν όλοι εισάξιοι μέσα σε αυτό το chat. Και εδώ τι βλέπουμε, κάνουμε ένα sketch του χώρου. Είναι στα bots, οκ, δεν το έχω βάλει απλά.
I think I like it here. The rogues are magnificent. I've seen nothing like it.
Magnificent.
What a weird thing to say.
Not in my book. You've seen many islands.
You ruined my plan. I was going
Not
to.
really. I was going to. You know, before the storm. Before you.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Έχει
I
κάτι εδώ
guess.
να... Μην απογοητεύεσαι, ή να το κάνεις το follow έτσι. Σιγά. Έχει κάποια σημασία.
Is this a letter?
Is this a letter?
Can.
In a
What does
tin?
it say?
Τι λέει. Listen.
23rd of May 1919.
Father.
My sweet little Elfins. I arrived on the island of Big Rogue 5 days ago. It's a lonely place with bluffs along the sea. And it does feel a bit like your old father, faded and worn. I had no intention of remaining here. Figured I'd pass through and set out once again, but then I met the boy. He is alone, with no one else to talk to. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about him. Once I've figured out how I can help him, then my dear sweets, I will hurry home. Keep the lamps lit, so I can find you. Soon we'll be together again. Your loving father.
Father.
Elfins. His children.
Elfins.
Why wasn't he with them?
The point is, why didn't he send the letter?
Γιατί δεν το έστειλες, μπαμπαστρούμ.
Josh.
Yes.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying your name out loud.
Why?
I wanted to know how that felt. Do you think I'm losing it?
No, I don't.
Of course you'd say that.
Πολύ παράξενα πράγματα συμβαίνουν σε αυτό το νησί. Γαλάρι σου βλέπω. Το εκεί οδηγεί κάπου αλλού. Holmeswood Cottage. Εδώ, πάμε να δούμε το cottage αυτό. Α, μια πιτσούλα, ραλαλαλαλα.
Terrence.
Must be the guy that lived here.
Dear 6th of May 1880. 1880. Dear Terence. Pizza Marana. This week, aside from the usual milk cookies for the school, I would love to order a surprise birthday cake or pie. Sweet Lucy turns 11 this Wednesday. Lucy has suffered these last few weeks, her father and brothers having left from the mainland. My heart breaks to see so many islanders depart. I wish they understood that if we work together, we can make this island vibrant again. We need more people like you, Terence. People who understand the land's beauty and magic. The smell of your bread brings everyone hope and comfort. I know lemons have been scarce, but Lucy would love a piece of your potato lemon cheesecake. She wrote a report about how she imagined that cake tasted. I am sure her imagination cannot compare to the real thing. If you cannot make that work, let us then opt for a sweet lamb pie. I know those pies are delicious. Forever grateful, Beatrice.
A cook?
Of some sort.
Jelly pudding. Εδώ διαβάζουμε τη συνταγή. Λοιπόν, όλοι βόλουν the pan now. Εδώ βαθαίνεις και συνταγές εδώ πέρα. Βλέπεις. Πάρα πολύ ωραία.
I don't think he used this to make pizza.
That's for baking bread. What's pizza?
Don't worry about it.
Όπο. Τι είναι η πίτσα, είπε ο σκύλος. Τι ζωή έζησε.
I don't get it. Why keep all of these?
Κοχύλια,
They're
δεν
just
πέφτουνε.
common shells.
Είναι κολλημένα. Ψήφισε τη βαρύτητα. Αυτό το παιχνίδι δεν έχει physics. 3 out of 10. IGN review.
Boats. All boats.
All boats. Έχει κάτι εδώ να. Μπα. Ψωμιά φτιάχνανε, ναι. Αυτό ανακαλύψαμε, ότι φτιάχνανε ψωμιά. Δεν υπήρχαν καν, δεν ήξερα καν τι ήταν η πίτσα σε αυτό το νησί τότε, από ό,τι φαίνεται. Μία εξωτερικό συλλέκτης κοπριάς. Το κάπου οδηγεί, πού οδηγεί? Οδηγεί εδώ να κάτω που πάμε μετά και οδηγεί σε άλλο σπίτι. Βεβαίως. Να δούμε εδώ πέρα τι λέγεται Holmes Cottage. I understand passion, even though I'd never really felt it myself. I can tell cooking was the love of his life. What was the cook's name, Terence? Ή ήτανε, what's the name of the
So
cook's
he or
name?
she was a
Terence.
cook?
Δεν
He
απάντησε.
was. Terrence.
Terence.
Terence.
Απάντησε ήταν.
Do you? Cook?
No, but I make brilliant scrambled eggs. That's what I was told when I was 12.
By who?
My mum. With that book of his, I could learn to cook. That guy was so passionate about cooking. I assume it was a guy that wrote that.
Yeah, Terrence.
Right.
Right.
Cordelia. I don't like that name.
Cordelia. Κορδελιά. Έλληνες το φτιάχνουν στο παιχνίδι. Συγγνώμη.
Another letter.
Why does he keep hiding them? He should have sent them.
Ας ακούσουμε το γράμμα.
15th of February 1921. My dear little Elfins, the more I learn about the Crown family, the more I realize what wolves they were. As I've mentioned, the Crowns owned this island back in its heyday, but they were a haughty bunch and they took much more than they gave. But as I write these words cursing the Crown family, I realize that perhaps I am no better. True, I never owned an island, but like the Crowns, I didn't value life as I should. I don't think man is made to recover from war. Once he has seen such horrors, how can he pretend they don't exist?
Τρομακτικό αυτό που λέει.
I miss you all dearly and hope to find my way home to you soon. Your father.
Something's not right. Can't figure him out.
He knew about the Crowns.
Wolves. They're not so bad.
They are if you're a sheep.
Σωστό γι' αυτό. Α, μεγάλο σχόλιο. Εκατοντάδες μαθητές. Book of the Sea, Patrick O'Connor. A detailed introduction to seamanship and nautical knowledge that covers everything from drying knots and mooring to charts with tidal streams and mathematical tables for astronavigation. Theory and illustrations are interspersed with fascinating stories of boatmen sailing the high seas. This book will bring the reader to recognize the craft and material needed for a safe navigation of these great waters. Αυτό μπορεί να μου χρειαστεί. Επίσης να κρατήσαμε χρούτσου σημειώσεις.
I'd love to see the world.
You will.
What's that engraving there?
For Beatrice.
Για την Beatrice. Walking the Rogues, the Trekking Society. Rogue Islands, the Big Rogue, Little Rogue and the Dark Rogue, a guide for hikers. The Rogue Islands are one of the last unexplored mysteries of this world and a hiker's paradise. Trails traverse these rocky islands, allowing spectacular ocean views and opportunities to spot unique flora and fauna. Remains of the once thriving farming community peek out from behind the trees. Traveling through these islands requires know-how, grit and a good map. This comprehensive guidebook will provide two of the three. The grid is up to you. Happy trails!
Cordelia Crown. Haven't seen her in a while. She was nobility and a big deal around here.
And that must be where the money came from.
Aye, they owned the Rogue Islands.
Μάλιστα. Τώρα εδώ έχει δύο δρόμους. Θέλω να πάω να δω αν ανοίγει η πόρτα στα αριστερά μας. Και εάν δεν ανοίγει, θα πάμε από τα δεξιά. Πάρα πολύ ωραία. Θα ρίξω μια τελευταία ματιά σε περίπτωση που ξέχασα κάτι. Δεν βλέπω κάτι άλλο να λαμποκομπάει. Α, έχει και εδώ.
It's locked. Where's the key?
Oh. Beatrice Parker.
Headmistress, I guess.
Διευθύντρια.
Must have been her office.
Καλέ, πού είναι το κλειδί? Click to drag to rotate the object. Α, πα.
And what do we have here?
Όλα τα μυστήρια λύνω. Απίστευτος είμαι. Ούτε να μου έλεγε το παιχνίδι. Πού να πάω. The Legend of the Will-O-Wisp. William J. Eastman. On the mysteries of the rogues, Granther Willow's lantern, or more familiarly the Will-O-Wisp, tends most often to reside in the vicinity of ponds and in the bogs, or moors of our beautiful countryside. On occasion, a lone traveler has caught a glimpse of these remarkable glowing lights in our catacombs, or graveyards, or even among our many ruins. The wisp prefers to hunt areas of lonely desolation. One will never spot its soft light on London's busy street. However, should you in your country travels come across a will-o'-wisp, fear not. These fantastic creatures are benevolent and capricious in nature, or at least they are when spotted during daylight hours. Once the sun has set and the sky has darkened, beware. The will-o'-wisp may turn to more devilish pursuits. Tales tell of poor souls led to their rocky ends as they pursued the taunting glow. It is best to follow the advice of one elderly woman with whom I spoke. Only approach a will-o'-wisp when it's hue in a soft blue. Then the wisp is said to be at peace and will cause you no grief. The only fashion to encircle wards, ponds and bogs. Child's handwriting, devil's pond. Μας δίνει κάποιες πληροφορίες εδώ, σε περίπτωση που βρούμε κάτι. Κάποιο will-o'-wisp.
Yeah, that's them all right. Cordelia Crown and Nora Crown.
Εδώ λέει πολλά πράγματα. Θα τα διαβάσω. Πιστεύω ότι λένε πράγματα για την ιστορία και για το lore του νησιού αυτού που βρισκόμαστε. Ελπίζω να μην βαριέστε. The Rock Gazette, a weekly publication, Sunday, August 1820. Landing of the Crones. When Peter Crone purchased our beloved island this past winter, they sincerely reflected upon the management of his predecessors. Mr. Crone declared his desire to avoid past mistakes, ensuring better times ahead. Mr. Crone may have referred to better times, but his true intention was better profits for the Crone family. Never once did he consider the islanders, their homes, their children, or their future. The hopes we had let flutter were dust upon our rocky shore. Rents remained too high, wages remained too low, and stomachs remained empty. Mr. Crown disappeared back to the mainland, and we continued to suffer. But now, with the unannounced arrival of Miss Cordelia Crown and her daughter Nora, the Rocks may have finally begun a new chapter. The Crown woman sought relief from the hot mainland summer and found refuge at the lake by the lodge. Both have been spotted strolling around the island and visiting our folk. Nora has ever made an appearance at music night and is expected to show at the summer prom. I would like to urge us all to be considerate about also to refrain from too much anticipation. History has proven to repeat itself. The Crown woman may, like their predecessors, dig for gold at the expense of the fine folk who inhabit these islands. They may resurrect the fences about the lodge and keep us from our rightful lands. But it is difficult to prevent hope from one again fluttering in our hearts, and to think perchance, Nora Crown will make all the difference. George Blake. Will-o'-wisps. Will-o'-wisps are tiny fairies or fairy lights or spirits. You can see them floating in the night sky. Some people say they are dangerous. They are really, really beautiful. They glow and shine. Sometimes travelers will see them and follow them instead of following a trail. They can follow them off a cliff, or they can follow them into quicksand, or they can follow them and be eaten by a bear. Τι συμβαίνει σε αυτό το νησί, όλα επικίνδυνα είναι. Sometimes boat will send... συγγνώμη, έπρεπε να κάνω μια παρατήρηση. Δηλαδή εδώ κινούμε νιάμους, αργούδες, τι γίνεται. Sometimes boat will see them and they will crash into rocks. Ah! Rebecca from the grocery store saw them, but she did not follow them. She was too smart. Some people do not believe Rebecca. But I know she really saw will-o-wisps. People also think will-o-wisps are bad. I can see why. If it leads you into... Into what? Into quicksand. That is not being very nice, but I think will-o-wisps are really the spirit of people who are missing. Or maybe they're ghosts. But I think they were once people, and they're trying to talk to the people they miss. If we could understand the will-o-wisp, we would know they are trying to tell us they miss us, and they want to come home. Duh. Pixie. I must say I'm rather disappointed. I thought we decided fairy tales were not the subject of this essay. Your assignment was to choose an item from the environment of this island and to describe and analyze it scientifically. Imaginary spirits are not a science. Εντάξει, δεν ήταν ωραίο αυτό που της έγραψε η δασκάλα. Δηλαδή πρέπει να αφήνεις τα παιδιά να έχουν όνειρα και να φαντάζονται, δεν μπορείς να τους κόβεις τα φτερά. Ήταν λίγο sad αυτό. Cordelia Crone, she must have been real pleased with yourself. Beatrice Parker was a school teacher. Beatrice. Something so lovely about that name. I wonder if I can learn more about her. Halls of Ivy. I know enough about the world to know you should never trust bright lights that beckon you to follow them. But what do you do when one has taken refuge in your mind? I am undone. Και εδώ βλέπουμε έτσι μια ζωγραφιά. The Crone family bought these islands, Cordelia, Peter and their daughter Nora. They left the city on the mainland to come live in these wild lands. Though the lodge may not be as wild as I've seen so far. Where is the lodge?
You must have attended school there too, as a child.
I never went to school. I learned to read and write, but not up there.
You don't remember who?
I do remember the book.
What book?
About the sky.
Oh God, what's that?
What?
That!
Τι είναι αυτό? Oh.
What are you waiting for?
Όχι και εγώ τα we wait for.
All right, I'm going.
Oh.
Hello. Oh God. I'm Riley.
You can't be.
I'm sorry.
Why are you here?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mean to be here.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either. No, don't go.
Εντάξει, εμείς ήμασταν όσο πιο φιλικοί μπορούσαμε να είμαστε.
Who was that?
Was that a ghost?
Is that a tinge of fear I detect there?
Well, I've never seen a ghost before.
You are a ghost.
Well, I can't see me, can I?
Honestly.
Έχει μια λογική αυτό που είπε. Ακούμε θαλασσοπούλια.
Oh my God, Josh. I'm so jealous. Is this where you've been hanging around?
Well,
Τι
it's an
ωραίο.
island. 3, actually. So, plenty of beaches to go around.
Well, I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Sure, it's beautiful.
Και εδώ είναι το...
You sound like you don't know a good thing when you see it.
Oh, I've seen it plenty of times.
It's breathtaking, wondrous, awe-inspiring, monumental.
You like words?
I love words.
Και εδώ είναι το thumbnail που έβαλα στην ανακοίνωση στο Discord. Έχουμε μια πάρα πολύ ωραία παραλία. Αμμώδης. Έκανε ένα σκετσάκι. Μου αρέσουν οι λέξεις και μου αρέσει να ζωγραφίζω, ό,τι φαίνεται. Είμαι η Riley και είμαι καλά. Πού είναι η Γλάρη, πού είναι η Γλάρη, νάτι. Α, και ο ήλιος, κοιτάξτε. Κάνουν και τη σκιά η Γλάρη. Α, ωραία, άμα. Γεια σου, Γαριφαλιά. Καλώς την. Τι κάνεις, πώς είσαι. Καλώς ήρθες.
Oh, wait. This is where that old woman lived. a fever.
Ethel.
And all 3 girls.
Oh, that's horrible. Ugh. This is the freakiest doll I've ever seen.
Have a little respect. That is a beautiful doll.
Λίγο τσίπα. Δεν έχει τίποτα από κάτω. Name tag Fanny. Fanny, δεν ξέρω. Henry. Dear Pixie. Καλώς και μου είχα να ανοίξω μέρες PC λόγω δουλειάς και πήγες να ράξω σήμερα. Καλά έκανες. Είναι σημαντικό έτσι να ξεκουράζεσαι. Εντάξει, δεν μπορούμε να προλαβαίνουμε πάντα όλοι και εμείς και οποιοδήποτε να ανοίξει υπολογιστή. Δεν έχεις και όρεξη καμιά φορά. Αλλά αφού είχες λίγο χρόνο σήμερα, καλά έκανες και κάτσεις λίγο να ξεκουραστείς, να ράξεις. Dear Pixie, I am so happy that you... Είναι και πολύ χαλαρό το παιχνίδι, οπότε ξέρεις δεν έχει φωνές και τέτοια. I am so happy that you teach me to read and write. I am writing a book. It is a lot of fun. I love stories. I read it to Fanny and Louisa. I am a teacher too now. I teach father to write his name. He's really good. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Όχι thank you, Hannah. Εντάξει, θα διαβάζουμε σωστά. Fairies of Fire by Hannah Little. Once upon a time... Να φτιάξω λίγο το μικρό. Εδώ. Once upon a time there was a fairy that lived on the island. Her wings were made of fire, and they were so bright everybody could see them. One night a girl caught the fairy and put her in a jar. Because in the night it got very dark on the island. Μα αυτό εδώ είναι τυπογραφικό. The fairy cried a little. Μάλλον δεν ξέρει να γράφει ακόμα καλά η Χάνα. Δεν είναι τυπογραφικό, είναι επίτηδες γραμμένο έτσι. And the tears filled the jar, so she was swimming in her tears. Ναι, είναι όντως επιτυχημένα έτσι. Χρουτσ και ένα βιολί.
Music. There's so little of that on the islands these days.
Is this actually a football? It looks ancient.
Αυτά τα είδαμε. Υπάρχει κάτι εδώ μέσα? Όχι. Ανακαλύπτουμε πράγματα που έχουν συμβεί σε ένα περιπομμένο νησί. Είναι λίγο περίεργη η κατάσταση εδώ πέρα. Ακούμε και μια φωνή μες στο μυαλό μας. Και είναι λίγο παράξενα τα πράγματα. Έχουμε ναυαγίσει. Δεν ξέρουμε τι συμβαίνει. Είναι μια μυστηριώδης κατάσταση.
Back at the school you said you wanted to travel and you sounded sad.
It's silly, really.
I love silly.
I used to think I was going to dance around the world, on every continent, in every country.
You don't think that anymore?
I had to grow up.
Why? You're not going to answer me?
I did. I shrugged.
Like with your shoulders? I can't see your shoulders.
Tough luck. I'm done talking about this.
Έκανε και save, δεν το βλέπετε γιατί είναι πίσω από μένα. Διαβάζουμε λίγο για τα Sundant. I've never been one to believe in magic until now. Maybe fairies really could exist on these islands. Sense of an ending. Ethel and Henry. What happened to them? How did they die? Και άλλος κήπος. Θέλω να μπω να κολυμπήσω. Δεν μ' αφήνει. Μπορώ να κάνω πλάτσα πλούτσα όμως, να δράσω στα πόδια μου. Εδώ έχει θαυτεί λίγο το μέρος από την άμμο. Μπορούμε να βρούμε κάποιο στοιχείο, κάτι. Μπορώ να πηδήξω πάνω. Όχι. Οπότε φαίνεται δεν μπορώ. Εδώ κάτι έχει όμως. Evanstone's Farm. Για να δούμε τι θα ανακαλύψουμε εδώ μέσα. Κάτι συμβαίνει εδώ. Make a sketch. Χρούτς. Κάναμε το sketch μας, δεν βλέπω κάτι. Λίγο παράξενη η κατάσταση. Πού πρέπει να πάω?
I think you're incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's kind.
How you handle this whole situation, it's pretty amazing.
I should be
Συμφωνώ.
afraid, I guess. But I'm not.
Έχουμε εσένα για παρέα.
I guess I don't truly believe it's real yet. All of this. You.
That's so funny. Last time I heard that, I fell off my dinosaur.
Did you just make a joke? A terrible joke at that. This is hard. You try exploring an island with a roomie that won't shut up for a second.
I am, actually, and it's not even my room. You call all the shots, I just have to shut up and sit it out?
Never thought of it like that. But it was you who decided it was a good idea to take up lodgings in my head. And I'm done talking about it. This is recent. You think there's a shepherd around still?
These sheep don't need a shepherd. It's a breed that doesn't even need to be shaven.
Oh,
You can't possibly know this.
I know this because that's what the farmers used to keep around here. I was there.
Oh, right.
okay. Από εδώ πέρα πίσω πρέπει να πάω. Πώς θα πάω από εδώ πέρα πίσω? Από εδώ, I guess. Πώς πάω από εδώ, από εδώ. Μπράβο, το βρήκαμε, το καταφέραμε, παιδιά μου. Παιδιά μου. Google.
Do you hear that?
Θα ακούς αυτό?
What?
Why can't you hear it?
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Όχι, παιδάκια. Φοβάμαι τα παιδάκια. I'm in danger.
Oh, fuck. What's that?
Λίγο dark έγινε το πράγμα εδώ.
Come on, honey. I want to drink this tea while it's still hot.
Mom, did you know that Rebecca from the grocery store has seen a will-o-wisp?
Has she?
Have you ever seen one?
Σατανικό δεν λες τίποτα.
No. Cheese or haddock sandwich?
Cheese, please. Just maybe Daddy's turn into one. A will-o-wisp, I mean.
Now you know that's not true. Daddy left. I know it's hard, but we have to accept it.
Just maybe is all. I asked Miss Jessup about will-o-wisps, but she said they're poppycock. She said there are no such things as ghosts who drift along the marshes. And the sooner I let go of such romantic notions, the better.
Oh, well, she might be right about that one.
Riley! Riley!
Ήταν λίγο τρομακτικό αυτό.
What the hell just happened?
I'm not sure.
Ομολογώ ότι ήταν λίγο creepy η φάση εδώ. Κάνουμε κάποια σκίτσα του χώρου. Σαν να ξαναζωντανεύουμε το χώρο εντωμεταξύ.
You saw it too, right?
I did.
What was that?
I don't know. I do remember that little girl, though. Pixie.
Pixie.
Always running around the islands looking for adventures.
Bellamere.
Discovering new clues to grand mysteries. Her words, not mine.
Εντάξει, είναι πολύ απλό το παιχνίδι μέχρι στιγμής. Ουσιαστικά απλά μας λέει μια ιστορία μέσω περπατώντας και βρίσκοντας κάποια αντικείμενα. Δεν έχει κάτι το συγκλονιστικό σαν gameplay.
There was an epidemic.
The fever. That's what killed Ethel's entire family.
Must have been a nightmare.
Sacred, in memory of those islanders who died from the fever during the epidemic of 1832. Υπάρχει κάτι ως στοιχείο πίσω από εδώ? Όχι, πολύ το ψάχνω. Καλώς τον! Καλησπέρα μούτσε! Μπέσα μπεμπούτσο! Τι κάνετε, πώς είσαστε? Φίλτατε. Ναι, αυτό βασικά μπαίνει να το δούμε στο τέλος. Δηλαδή θέλω να δω, επειδή όντως ουσιαστικά αυτό που κάνει είναι να σου λέει μια ιστορία, θέλω να δω πόσο καλά στο τέλος θα καταφέρει να σου περάσει όλο αυτό το πράγμα
A graveyard.
και τι θέλει να πει εν τέλει.
So many lives lost. All gone.
Πώς να την έχουμε
This is
εδώ?
valuable information.
Ζεσθενόμεθα.
I know. We should take a look at these headstones.
Κατά τα άλλα, την παλεύομαι, αγαπητέ.
Archie.
I have left the troubled ocean.
That's dark.
I remember Cook. I saw him at a bar somewhere. I think he was behind the counter.
A bartender.
Ένας μπαρτέντορας ήταν αυτός.
Softly at night, the stars are shining on you.
Ethel. She lived so much longer than her family. She was so strong. I don't know how she managed.
Μιλήσατε μια χαρά. Και εγώ, η αλήθεια είναι ότι τον έχω χάσει λίγο. Δεν έχει αυτός καθόλου χρόνο και άμα καταφέρουμε, μιλήσετε και κανονίσετε, μακάρι να βρούμε χρόνο να παίξουμε. Ψήνομαι και εγώ για Sea of Thieves.
Terence Wombe. That's the baker.
He stayed.
Απλά έχει χαθεί κι αυτός. Δεν πρόκειται, ξέρεις, λίγο... Όχι Sea of Thieves, αλλά μπαίνουμε γενικά ούτε να μιλήσουμε πολύ, ούτε τίποτα άλλο να κάνουμε. Αυτό. Έτσι, λίγο ρούμι, ένα τζινάκι για μένα, ρούμι για σας και θα γίνει
Is
δουλίτσα.
that a cassette tape?
No way.
A what?
Oh, I want to hear this.
Listen, έχουμε το κασετόφωνο μαζί μας.
I am such a silly goose sometimes. Thought the evil spirit wouldn't follow me into a church. Shut up! Maybe I've seen too many movies. God, if you're listening, this spirit is evil. Hear me? Evil. Yes, I'm talking about you. I hear him all the time.
Αυτή η γυναίκα μιλούσε με κάποιον όπως που
Sometimes I
μιλάμε
wish I'd
εμείς.
gone back with the others. At least I could have talked to a psychiatrist or something. Now it's just me and him. Stop! These people you talk about, they've been dead for so long. Why does it matter? I don't understand any of it.
Τρομακτικό.
I don't care about Cordelia Crown or why she thought she needed to confess. I want a bit of peace in my head. Yes, you gave me Seabrook, but you want me to stay on that beach forever. But why? Yes, I'm listening. Father Thomas, yes. He's the one that taught you to read, I remember. So he was here when it all happened.
Was she talking to you?
Not as far as I know.
Father Thomas.
You think he knew me?
Maybe he taught you how to read.
Λίγο τρομακτικό είναι όλο αυτό, διότι αυτή η γυναίκα ήταν σε μια παρόμοια κατάσταση με εμάς και για να είναι κασέτα ήταν κάτι σύγχρονο.
These notes about Cordelia Crown?
What did she do?
September 10, 1830. To my utter disbelief, Miss Cordelia Crown came to see me in the dead of night. I was awoken to a loud pounding on my door. There stood Miss Crown in quite a state. She demanded I listen to her confession and would hear nothing of my protestations about the lateness of the hour. The confession I was privy was nothing short of remarkable. She could no longer carry the burden of the terrible secret, she said. but no gentle lady as is Mr. Crown could ever have been responsible for any wrongdoing, much less the travesties of which she spoke. Alas, I fear she was succumbed to the fevers. I sincerely hope her deliriousness will disappear come morn.
Father Thomas.
February 16, 1873. I have been on the rocks nearly all my life, and never have I seen the pews so empty. Alas, the grain prices have driven so many families from the islands. A few hearty souls remain, and I will continue to offer them respite from their struggles every Sunday. The church and I will continue to be a sanctuary for whomever is left. Father Thomas. Τον έχουμε ακούσει τον Father Thomas μέσα από τα μηνύματά του.
Cordelia Crown.
Died in 1833.
Age 51 years. Gone but not forgotten. 'Tis hard to break the tender cord when love has bound the heart. 'Tis so hard to speak the words we must forever part. Dearest loved one, we must lay thee in the peaceful grave's embrace, but thy memory will be cherished till we see thy heavenly face. Πρέπει να είσαι το 1% που διαβάζει χρονολόγια στα αγγλικά. Τι εννοείς, πώς θα τα διαβάσω? Μου αρέσει γενικά να κάνω, ξέρεις, αφηγήσεις και voice acting και τέτοια πράγματα, οπότε επειδή το θεωρώ και στο συγκεκριμένο παιχνίδι πολύ δομικό στοιχείο του τι συμβαίνει, να καταλάβουμε τι συμβαίνει, γι' αυτό και τα διαβάζω όλα.
Who's it from?
Pixie.
The little girl?
I guess she grew up.
Ξέρεις, όπως διαβάζω εγώ το 1%, είμαι το 1% που διαβάζει και εσείς είστε το 1% που κάθεται για να ακούσει και δεν βαριέστε να και φεύγετε. Dearly beloved friends, forever I will remember my mother as a young woman standing... Πολύ... 1883, ναι. Ξέρεις, πολλοί το βρίσκουν και λίγο cringe και καλά να διαβάζεις τα αγγλικά, σκορυδεύουν και για την προφορά και αυτά, δεν με απασχολεί ιδιαίτερα. Από τα σκοτάδια! Καλώς το, ναι. Dearly beloved friends, forever I will remember my mother as a young woman standing on the edge of the cliffs, her steely gaze set on the sea, watching for my father's return. With great heartache, she had to give up waiting, but she never lost her love for our islands. My family is tied to this place for eternity. You may remember my mother Nora as the one you could always count on to care for your children, to wipe a fevered brow, to read you a letter. She was as good and as kind as the day is long. I cannot express the depth of my loss. Just as my mother would never heal from the loss of my father, I too now possess a permanent hole in my heart. Dearest mother, I hope you have found the peace I know you never found in this life, and I hope you are looking down and smiling upon your beloved islands. I will love you always, your dearest daughter, Pixie. Ναι, pretty nice. Yes. Και εμένα μου αρέσει. Και προσπαθώ να το κάνω για να το απολαμβάνετε κι εσείς. Αν και κάνω κάτι σαρδάμα, αλλά προσπαθώ. Η προσπάθεια μετράει. Δεν ακούω ότι λες αστεία άνθρωπο, εγώ όντως έχω mute, όχι κάτι άλλο, απλά χαιρετώ. Πεις το τι κάνεις καλά, είσαι, γεια σου. Ναι. Είπε κακόστον, δεν είπα κακόστον. Μην λέτε τέτοια πράγματα για μένα. Δεν μιλάω έτσι στον κόσμο. Το διαβάσαμε αυτό, μόλις. Και αυτά τα διαβάσαμε, όλα τα διαβάσαμε. Να δούμε τι κάναμε στο σημειωματάριό μας. So many dead. I really do not like graveyards. I know of hoes. Δεν νομίζω. Αλλά να μην νομίζω ότι το βρίζω τον άνθρωπο. Πάω να ράξω στον Ορέστη. Ευχαριστώ πολύ για την παρέα και να είσαι εδώ αργό θα περάσω. Έγινε. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ και εσύ που πέρασες. Για την καλησπέρα έτσι και μας έκανες λίγο παρέα. Καλά να περάσεις στον Ορέστη. Να του δώσεις τα χαιρετίσματά μου. I know of holes in your heart when I lost my mom. I didn't know how I'd carry on. I miss you every day, Mom. Take me home. What act is so horrible you feel you need to go confess in the middle of the night? Ξύδι. Όπου ξύδι. Ξύδι στη σαλάτα και στις φακές. Και σε όσους δεν μας συμπαθούν. Όχι, εντάξει. Ας μην πιούνε ξύδι όσοι δεν μας συμπαθούν. Απλά... να μην μας κάνουν τη ζωή δύσκολη. Cast a cold eye on life, on death, horsemen pass by. Thaddeus Cook. Είδες, δεν εκμεταλλεύτηκα το γεγονός ότι δεν ακούω για να τον βρίσω.
Dylan's surprise.
Μόνο εκείνος έρχεται και με βρίζει.
Constable. Didn't know the islands had a police force.
Γιατί είναι παλιωτόμαρο.
Where did I?
Neither did I. Α, πέθανε και ο Father Thomas. Here lies Father Thomas, shepherd of us, sea folk. Μα πού είμαστε, στη Σιδηρούνη ίσως?
Nora Crown.
Doesn't that sound vaguely familiar to you?
It does. Her name was in that newspaper article we found back at the school.
Cordelia Crown. We know all about her.
Τα ξέρουμε όλα. Εντάξει, λίγο υπερβολή το ότι τα ξέρουμε όλα, αλλά υγεία. Έχουμε ξεχάσει κανένα τάφο. Εδώ έχει και έναν άγγελο που βαστάει το χέρι του έτσι. Irving Everstone. He was a fool, but France loved him. Αυτό έχει σημασία. Κάποιος τον αγαπούσε. Από τη στιγμή που τον αγαπούσε κάποιος, he will be missed.
I'm glad we got that over with.
You don't like churches?
What do you know about Father Thomas?
He's been on the islands for as long as I can remember.
I don't buy any of his words.
He taught me to read and write.
So you knew him personally?
We all did. He was there for every single soul on the islands. Are you knitting your brows?
What? Why?
What?
I can't tell when you're annoyed. I can't see your eyes.
Can't see yours either. We're even then.
What? Α, ένα πλοίο. Ο Τιτανικός.
When I was little, I spent most evenings in the dark. Literally. When my father turned off the lights, I only had myself to talk to. I whispered to what I believed was my own soul, until I was bold enough to turn the lights back on again.
And you fear you're doing it again? Talking to your own soul?
This just isn't normal.
You could never be normal.
Άκου τι λέει.
What's that supposed to mean?
It just means you're special, Riley. No reason for a nervous breakdown.
Are you my own soul?
No, I'm just Josh.
I'm just Josh. Ξέρεις τι μου αρέσει πάρα πολύ το art, από την άποψη ότι δεν έχω ξαναδεί κάτι παρόμοιο. Κοίτα, όταν απομακρύνεσαι, το βάθος γίνεται σαν νερομπογιά, σαν watercolor και όσο πλησιάζεις, κοίτα, γίνεται crispy. Αυτό υποθέτω ότι το έχουν κάνει για να σου δημιουργήσει ένα στοιχείο ζωγραφιάς, να είναι σαν έργο τέχνης, ας πούμε, το βάθος, και ταυτόχρονα όταν πλησιάζεις κοντά σε κάτι να μπορείς να το κάνεις inspect, δηλαδή να ελέγχεις τι συμβαίνει.
Here's another one.
Let's play it. I like listening to her voice.
Είναι κάτι ενδιαφέρον. Μπορεί να το έχουν κάνει και για λόγους performance, όπως έλεγε η Κριστίνα
Today I
Έντορμπρεν.
paid another visit to Scruff's place. Pine Water Bay. I love that word. I wasn't talking to you. To my tape recorder. It's like a journal, I told you. Can you just be quiet for 2 seconds? So, as I was saying, Scruff.
Για μένα μου αρέσει.
He abandoned his family. Who does that? He did too. And you let him. I read his letters. I don't care what you say. I understand about the sorrows of war. Dad was never the same after the Rim War. But he came back for me. Those girls did not have to grow up without a father. He did have a choice. You always have a choice. And so did you. You should have let him go. No. No. Bollocks.
Bollocks.
You do know how. You could have
Arse.
let both of us go if you tried. Oh, piss off, Josh. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Όχι, Josh.
She
What?
said, Josh. She called you by your name.
Margot,
You were in her head?
I don't understand.
Αμάν, ελπίζω να μην καταλήξουμε σαν τη Μάργκο. Ξέρεις τι γίνεται με τα indie. Απλά εγώ νιώθω ότι τα indie πλέον έχουν να σου προσφέρουν κάτι λίγο πιο πρωτοποριακό και πιο ιδιαίτερο από ό,τι σου προσφέρουν τα AAA. Δεν έχει να κάνει με το αν είναι καλύτερα ή λιγότερα. Ξέρεις, δεν έχει να κάνει πάντα με το πόσα άτομα φτιάχνουν ένα παιχνίδι ή πόσα λεφτά υπάρχουν πίσω από το παιχνίδι. Ξέρεις, είναι λίγο το πάθος, είναι λίγο άλλα πράγματα. Και νιώθω πραγματικά. Παίζω αρκετά indie, επειδή παίζω αρκετά indie. Νιώθω ότι, ξέρεις, παρόλο που υπάρχει πολύ μεγάλη ομοιομορφία και υπάρχουν και πολλά shovelware, νιώθω ότι πραγματικά αν το ψάξεις αρκετά υπάρχουν indie τα οποία όντως είναι καλύτερα από AAA. Δηλαδή σου περνάνε πολύ πιο όμορφα. Μια πολύ πιο όμορφη εμπειρία στο να παίξεις από το ένα AAA. Εντάξει, το AAA είναι μια σταθερά. Μπαίνεις, παίζεις, ξέρεις, αλλά απλά ξέρεις τι παίζεις. Ξέρεις, δεν είναι ότι θα σε εκπλήξει κάτι τις περισσότερες φορές. Σπάνια πλέον σε εκπλήσουν τα AAA. Ενώ τα indie, ξέρεις, υπάρχει μια φρεσκάδα, υπάρχει κάτι το οποίο ξέρεις, το εκτιμάς, υπάρχει ένας ανθρώπινος παράγοντας λίγο περισσότερο. Έγινε, ευχαριστώ πολύ που μεταβίβασες τα χαιρετίσματα. Make a sketch.
Soldiers. Maybe the skipper was one of them.
I don't know. Not many islanders went to the First War.
Maybe he wasn't from the islands.
(1913) Perry, Doyle, Langdon.
He
Passport.
was a soldier.
Lewis Doyle.
Δεν με ενδιαφέρει να διαβάσω κάτι άλλο. Πρέπει να το διαβάσω. Τι είναι αυτό?
He went to war.
The First War.
Το καταλάβαμε.
The horror he must have seen.
Λίγο μακάβριο σκηνικό.
So, you don't know who owned that boat. Is that right?
No, ma'am, I don't.
But we're definitely talking about a military man here. Lewis Doyle. Have we seen that name before?
Not that I recall. Lewis Doyle. It does sound familiar, though. It's Scruff. Of course. It's Scruff. I remember him now.
Τι λέει αυτός?
Perfectly. I even remember his face. His voice.
Crap.
His humming.
There it is again. That
Αμάν.
mirage. Or whatever it is.
Λίγο τρομακτικό αυτό. Γίνει λίγο τρομακτικό το πράγμα όταν...
They're meant to live here with me, not go out into the world.
Letters are meant to be read.
Maybe, my boy. And then again, maybe letters are just meant to be written.
I don't understand.
My girls, they're happier without me. No. They have lives, loves. I'm a sad old man who's seen more death than I care to share. And these hands, I killed with them. Can't wash that war away, no matter how many years at sea.
But those hands, they've also healed.
Healing doesn't make up for the taking of a life. There's no return from that.
Why write it all then?
I love my daughters. Think about them all the time. And I suppose I want to remind them and myself of all the good parts. Yeah, there's no sense to it. But it works for me. They have a new family now, and I have you, no? Lord knows you need someone to take care of you. Let's go find a spot for this one, my boy.
What about 3 sisters?
3 sisters. Yes, that
Τι
one.
συμβαίνει?
Was that Scruff?
There's no mistake. It is him.
Why didn't I see you? Because you were already dead.
Όλους, μιλάγε σε όλους
I was
αυτός.
dead. And he could hear me.
Πω, λίγο τι γίνεται εδώ πέρα. Λίγο παράξενα πράγματα συμβαίνουν πλέον.
26th of September 1939. My sweets, as you've probably heard, war has struck again. We humans never seem to learn from our mistakes. During the First War, I was a medic, and my mission was to save the boys. But there were so many I couldn't help. Sometimes I had to make a choice over who should live and who should die. I essentially killed one to save another. The smell of death, the bodies, the blood, the screams of agony. They never let you go. I wish I could imprint all that upon these young boys who are enlisting. Their lives are never going to be the same. I cannot make them see. Instead, they're filled with excitement for the adventures they believe are ahead. I know no way to help, so I take them. My boat and I deliver them to the front line. My friend Carrie told me the myth of Charon, the ferryman to the river Styx. I feel like I too am delivering these boys to the underworld. All I can offer is a safe passage, but I cannot save them. In these dark days, I don't know if I can save Josh either. My head is a swirl, and I'm no closer to having an answer. That boy is my heart, and I have to help him. I'm so sorry to have written such a grim letter. I only make it through these times knowing you are in the world, your loving father.
Ready or not, he could have ended this.
He didn't have a choice.
No, he didn't. He should have faced his kids, shared his sorrow. He never finished this one. Must have died suddenly.
From a broken heart. Literally. His heart failed. Still, he refused to leave me.
I'm sorry.
My dearest, May 22nd, 1944. My dearest Alice, Emily and Jane, I saw a young porpoise today. He leaped through the waves with such joy, such freedom. And I thought of you, my daughters, and I remember the days before I left. I remember the joy of your tiny fingers wrapped around my own. I remember your wild curls flying as I chased you. I remember your squeals of laughter, such laughter. Of course, you are now grown women. Maybe you even have children of your own. But for me, you remain those small girls with that same wild spirit. I like that young porpoise dancing in the water. Τι είναι το porpoise? Yes, it is. Γεια σου, Vince a lot. Τι κάνεις, πώς είσαι? Καλώς τον. Καιρόχρονος εδώ, τα νέα σου. I saw the porpoise when I was out on the boat with my friend Josh. I've spoken of him in my other letters. We were sailing to the isle known as the Dark Rogue. It is a beautiful and rugged place. I wish you could see it. Josh tells me it was a deadly place back in his days. Yet they couldn't keep him away. Μόλις γύρισα από δουλειά και εγώ να έρθω να με κοιμήσεις. Έτσι, πολύ σημαντικό. Ήρθες στο σωστό άνθρωπο να κοιμηθείς.
He should have sent his letters, not bury them. No label, no
Εδώ,
nothing. Was he
με την
making his own
αισθησιακή
liquor?
φωνή μου.
No, they look older. At least 19th century? That's his girls. He missed them so much.
Should have taken his boat and sailed home.
Καλά τα λέει. Εδώ υπάρχει μια αντιμαχία γενικά.
I know this picture. It was at that first cabin we found.
Carrie's, yes. That's her.
And that's Scruff.
Thick as thieves, those two.
It is these moments of joy that make my life extraordinary. Love, Carrie.
Carrie was feeding him.
Let's say they fed each other.
Sauerkraut.
Go fishing or hunting boar.
Γερμανικό το sauerkraut.
Do you know who this is?
Είναι πίκλα λάχανο.
Archibald O'Sullivan. We called him Archie. The gardener. At the lodge, I think.
Why did he think that place was so important? What happened there?
Stillwater Cove.
Do you see that date?
June 18th?
I'm sure I've seen it before.
Mr. Callum Compton, 35, dies. Big Rock Island, June 18. Residents of Rock Island mourn the passing of Mr. Callum Compton, who died today due to the lodge fire. Mr. Callum Compton was born on Big Rock Island and has remained here all his life. Mr. Compton is survived by his niece Pixie. A memorial service will be held at the church on Sunday the 23rd of June. Πόσα ξέρεις, καλά τώρα. Βγάλε ο κόσμος, καλά ξέρεις, χαλάω.
A receipt for bottles.
Barlow. I know that guy. Bad news.
Σύμπαντα όλα. Mr. Compton acknowledges the receipt of 12 bottles from Mr. Barlow on the 22nd of August 1819. Whereupon the sale of said bottles, Mr. Compton will present Mr. Barlow with 10% of sale amount.
That's not Scruff's handwriting.
Where'd you get these notes? Is this about you?
12th January 1821, 1821, της Επανάστασης η ημερομηνία. It appears I was right, and he has been smuggling contraband into the islands. What's more, it seems he has been doing this in the service of the crown. Most islanders seem to know this for a fact, and yet do not seem to mind it the least. Even Constable Wilford turns a blind eye. In fact, I have been told I had better quit my inquiries if I want to keep my job as special constable, which put me in an impossible situation. Παναγγλικές. Είδες, έχω και αυτή την εξαιρετική βρετανική προφορά. Δεν μπορείς να κάνεις καλύτερη και από Βρετανούς την προφέρω.
These are beautiful pictures, but why
Και
did you put them up here?
είναι λογικό να νιώθεις έτσι. Να νιώθεις μια επιφύτηση. Land's End. What, mate?
Here on the islands.
You gonna do nothing?
Oh my god. Josh, look. That's your name.
Το όνομα του Joshua. The Rocks Gazette. A weekly publication, Monday, September 13, 1819. The Black Bell Murder. Tragedy struck at the Black Bell Tavern late Tuesday night when George Smith was brutally stabbed by an unknown assailant. George, age 32, was rumored to be involved in smuggling activities, and the Black Bell has often been thought to be the smuggling hub. Witnesses deny such claims. George was just drinking too much and yelling at someone, and then there was a knife, said Josh. Ο Josh ήταν ο απτόπτης μάρτυρας. Upon questioning, he added, I could not see with whom George was fighting. The bell is not very well lit. Callum, who had also been at the scene, added the Black Bell may attract some unsavory folk, but most of us are upstanding members of our community. I'm sure that will not happen again, and I hope they find who did this soon. This proclamation was met by agreement from all Black Bell patrons, who then raised a glass to George. Constable Sprouse says he has no current leads to the investigations, so the investigation will continue. Μπορώ να διαβάσω και πίσω. Υπάρχει κάτι, δεν υπάρχει κάτι πίσω. Κάτι ξεκλειδώσαμε εδώ στο journal. Κάποιες εικόνες, από κάθε περιοχή κάποια πρόσωπα που έχουμε συναντήσει. Έτσι. Scruff was conducting his own investigation. He had someone else notes. Where did he get them? That fire at the lodge, I don't think that was an accident. A lot of trouble went down at the Black Bell. Callum? Who is he? What was he doing at the bell? Why was Josh there? Was he involved in the murder? The murder?
I can't shake this feeling that he too was looking for you.
He was investigating? My death? I really don't like saying that out loud.
I know.
So you think he was trying to help me?
Yeah, obviously he failed. Callum Compton. He's the clue to all of this.
What do you mean? Wait. You think I was involved?
Πραγματικά όμως.
That murder at the Black Bell.
You think I killed that guy?
You could have.
Callum Compton.
Kill anyone, Riley.
You don't know that. You keep saying you don't remember anything. You want to believe that you didn't.
You need to stop talking.
Fine. Okay, so you and Scruff talk to each other.
All the time.
And he enjoyed that.
Yes, Riley. He enjoyed talking to me.
Έχω μπερδευτεί λίγο για το που πάμε.
All those memories you recovered from your time with him.
Εδώ πάμε.
Real memories.
Το βρήκα.
They are. But you were already dead.
Πλάτσα, πλούτσα, πλάτσα, πλούτσα, πλάτσα, πλούτσα. Τρέχα. Speedrun το κάνω, παιχνίδι speedrun. Α, ζεσταίνομαι πάρα πολύ.
Hey Josh, I need to get something straight. Are you my friend now?
Yeah, Riley. We're friends.
Είμαστε φίλοι. Best friends forever. Oh yeah. Journal.
Whose journal is this?
Nora.
That's Pixie's mother.
Yeah, the woman from the picnic.
And from the eulogy in the priest's notebook. Remember?
June 25th, 1833. How does one begin? We buried Mother and Callum today. A heavy day with more loss than one can hold, and yet the sun continues to shine. Despite being the month of June, I thought of Coleridge's words. Come, come, thou Blake December wind, and blow the dry leaves from the tree. That refrain repeated itself to the rhymes of my beating heart, the rhythm, as we lay Cordelia crowned to rest. She and I had our differences and our woes, but her love and devotion to Pixie were not to be denied. I held the girl close as she wept. So much loss in one so small, but we survived. It is all we know how to do. Of course, the question of why Callum and my mother were together at the lodge remains. What business did they share? One may know the truth, but certainly one can ruminate. Mysteries keep the dead from being dead. They remain alive as we desperately try to know their secrets, but I hear Pixie and I must go comfort my sweet girl, Nora. Novi Remembrance of Cordelia Crown, died June 18, 1833, aged 51 years. Αυτό το ξαναδιαβάσαμε και πριν. Gone but not forgotten, 'tis hard to break the tender cord. When love has bound the heart, 'tis hard so hard to speak the words. We must forever part. Dearest loved one, we must lay thee in the peaceful grave embrace, but the memory will be cherished till we see thy heavenly face. The Rogues Gazette, a weekly publication, Sunday, June 23rd, 1833. Tragic lodge fire, 2 dead. Tuesday's quiet summer night has interrupted by a tragic fire at the lodge. The bell rang as the large manor went up in flames. The Rogue Islands lost 2 of its beloved citizens, Miss Cordelia Crown and Mr. Callum Compton. Ήταν ατύχημα ή κάτι συνέβαινε μυστηριώδες αυτό το νησί? Constable Sprouse says foul play may be at work, but further investigation is necessary. Miss Cordelia Crown and Mr. Callum Compton appear to have been together in the upper drawing room where the fire erupted. Constable Sprouse refused to say if Mr. Callum Compton, long suspected dealing with the smugglers gang, was related to his investigation. Firefighters battled the flames until the wee hours of the morning. The majestic lodge will no longer brighten our shores, as its upper floors were heavily damaged, and Miss Cordelia Crown, the true benefactress of the Rogue Islands, will be greatly missed by all its citizens. A memorial service for Miss Cordelia Crown will be held this morning, Sunday, the 23rd of June. Wee hours. Oh yes. Wee. Well, wee.
Is that hair?
Yes. To remember the deceased.
Α, νεκρά κύτταρα από το νεκρό. Πίστευτο. You hours. Να, ναι.
So you'll always know where to find me.
Who's it from?
It doesn't say.
Pixie dust. Κούρτσου.
Is she crying?
She looks sore, all right.
Maybe she's angry. Always, my love.
15th of October, 1819.
That's a
Α,
clear time frame.
περιγραφή έτσι romantic. The early hours of the morning between 12 o'clock at night and the same with the sunrise. Κάτι μάθαμε και σήμερα, είδες. Είναι αυτά τα βαριά τα βρετανικά, τα ποιητικά που γράφουν στα ποίηματα και στα μυθιστορήματα. The rhyme, Coleridge.
How I love his words. This one is the tale of a ship and its crew.
Maybe her husband was a sailor.
Αλλά πολύ
She
καλά το
just
έκανα.
liked Coleridge.
The rhyme of the ancient mariner in 7 parts. It is an ancient mariner, and he stoppeth one of 3. By the long grey beard and glittering eye, now thou wherefore stopp'st thou me? The bridegroom's door are open wide, and I am next of kin. The guests are met, the feast is set, must hear their merry din. He holds him with his skinny hand, there was a shape, quoth he, hold off, and hand me grey beard loon. Εύσωθ his hand dropped he. Πάρα πολύ ωραία. Oh my god. Πάρα πολύ ωραία το διάβασα. Ήταν ακριβώς, θέλω να πιστεύω, ήταν ακριβώς όπως το γράφει και το πρωτότυπο. Ακριβώς αυτό είχε ο συγγραφέας στο μυαλό του, σαν φωνή όταν το έγραφε.
I used to see Nora on that beach with her daughter Pixie.
This was their home.
You're awfully quiet.
I'm thinking.
About?
Their life. Their home. Did you read the journal?
I was paying attention, yes.
It must have been tough on Pixie. Losing her grandmother and uncle at the same time.
What about Nora?
She didn't seem so heartbroken.
My point exactly. Why is that? What happened?
Η Νόρα τους έκαψε. Κάψε το, έλα το, κάψε το.
Cordelia Crown happened, that's what. That woman can't be trusted.
That's what they call random?
It's what they call having a bad feeling about something. Hang on.
Hang on. Nora Crown?
Crown. She's Pixie's mother. And Cordelia Crown is Nora's mother.
So Pixie,
She's the granddaughter of Cordelia Crown.
the girl's a crown.
Τι λες? Όπα, προσεκτικά. Πού ήρθαμε, μαθες? Άντε πάλι.
I love you, Tig. You know that. You and me, we're both fighters. So you're gonna have to be strong without me. You're gonna have to keep watch.
Κάποιος
Make
είναι
sure
εκεί.
no one enters this beach without me knowing about it, okay? Might be Daddy. And I might not be here. And I can't miss him. I
Όχι!
can't not talk to him.
Α,
Or he
εντάξει.
might leave again. But if I tell him I love him, if I tell him I'm sorry, then he'll stay. I know he will. Okay, Tig? I'll be back before nightfall, so you're not alone. I know you're scared of the dark.
Πολύ τρομακτικά πράγματα συμβαίνουν. Ακούσω το μήνυμα που εντόπισα, το ηχητικό, τον Father.
1st of July 1941. My sweet Elfins. Today I found a letter from a young girl called Pixie, whose father left the islands many years ago. She's filled with longing and searches for him continuously. How her story broke my heart. Have I caused you, my daughters, such immense sorrow? Am I the cause for tears? I too sailed away and left you behind. Know that leaving you was the hardest thing I've ever done. Know that my love for you is the one thing that keeps me strong. There's nothing I can say to make it right. I just hope you forgive me. And in truth, I hope you've forgotten me, so that I do not bring you such sorrow. Your loving father.
I don't believe this guy.
He's a man with regrets.
Unable to fix his mistakes. You like him?
I get him.
Oh, to the limit. Καλώς τους, καλώς τους. Καλώς ήρθατε. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για τη ρεντάρα. Από στο Seb McLean, την ελέγχη της καρδιάς μας. Καλώς ήρθατε όλοι, παιδάκια μου. Τι κάνετε, πώς είσαστε, πώς τα περάσατε, τι παίζατε. Μιλήστε μου για σας, μιλήστε μου για τη ζωή σας.
She made this?
I think she did.
Θέλω να μου τα πείτε όλα. Martha is dead. Ναι, είχα τσεκάρει και στο πρώτο stream που έπαιζες. Φοβόσουν τόσο πολύ που έβαλε τη Μάρθα την ίδια να παίξει.
What was she looking for?
Η Μάρθα έπαιζε Martha is dead. Καταλάβατε, δηλαδή είναι κάτι πολύ αστείο, αν το σκεφτείς. Είναι σαν τη γάτα του Στρόντιγκερ. Ένα πράγμα έτσι όπως το έχω στο μυαλό μου. Το τερπατήσατε. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι ξέρεις, δεν ήταν horror με την κανονική έννοια του horror το Martha is dead, αλλά ήταν φρικιαστικό σίγουρα.
It's the tiger toy. Oh, this may be the cutest thing I've ever seen. Is this a backpack?
Backpack.
Used specifically when hiking.
Looks like she did a lot of that. Quite the little explorer, wasn't she?
Έχει κάνει και χάρτη. Κάναμε και εμείς μικρή χάρτη, θυμάμαι. Χάρτη ζωγραφίζαμε. Explore. Black Bell. Nana. Get horses. Ship. Lighthouse. Mom. My cave. Φίλε, έχει ψυχολογική αρρώστια και πραγματικά full store disturbing, αλλά was unstoppable. Αυτό θέλω να πω, ότι δεν ήταν παιχνίδι, ξέρεις, horror με την κλασική έννοια του jumpscare και του κάνεις πράγματα. Ήταν απλά φρικιαστικό και λίγο τρομακτικό το όλο feeling που είχες, ας πούμε. Δεν ήταν ότι είχε jumpscare, αλλά ήταν πραγματικά, όπως το πες, έτσι λίγο disturbing. Δεν θα πω πολλά πράγματα για να μην κάνω spoil για όποιον δεν το έχει δει. Να πάει να δει τα stream του Seb, τα replay, να δει το Martha is Dead. 14 September. Δεν το έχω παίξει, το έχω δει όμως ολόκληρο. Οπότε ουσιαστικά το έχω δει το παιχνίδι. 14 September 1831. Went to Little Rock again today. Είναι δυνατό παιχνίδι γενικά. Και όταν είχε βγει, θυμάμαι, είχε γίνει λίγο... δεν είμαι σίγουρος για αυτό που θα πω. Νομίζω κάπου είχε απαγορευτεί. Δεν είμαι σίγουρος όμως. Δεν παίρνω και όρκο γι' αυτό. Μπορεί να θυμάμαι κάτι άλλο. Αλλά θυμάμαι ότι... θα διαβάζοντας τα review, ξέρεις, ήταν λίγο αμφιλεγόμενα τα πράγματα. Εμένα μου άρεσε. Απλά νομίζω ότι πολλούς τους απογοήτευσε το ότι δεν ήταν το κλασικό horror, ξέρεις, που μπαίνεις και τρομάζεις και κάνεις τέτοια πράγματα. Ήταν πιο πολύ ένα story με πολύ σκληρές εικόνες και τέτοια πράγματα. Αυτό ακριβώς που λες και εσύ. 14 September 1831. Went to Little Rock again today. How I love walking along the shore. I found 3 perfect cells, but this time I was there on business. Interview with Mr. Coxswain. I wanted to talk to Mr. Coxwell alone, so he came to meet me at Little Rogue, near Land's End where no one could see us. He promised not to tell Mother I came unsupervised. Notes taken during my conversation. According to Mr. Coxwell, my father loved the islands, and my mother. But I am unsure if he is saying this just to make me feel better. He says he does not know why my father left, but he hints that maybe my father was involved in something he shouldn't have been. He refused to say more. I will need to investigate further. Maybe a trip to Dark Rogue? These are stories of old pirates and smuggler gangs. He also says my uncle knew my father far better than anyone. I don't understand why Uncle Callum won't talk about my father then. Is he sad? Or does he know more than he likes to say? Tomorrow I am off to Dark Rogue. I don't care what Uncle Callum says. If the Dark Rogue is no place for a lady, he should not have given me the pixie dust. I am a detective, and there has to be a clue there, so I must go. I only need to be sure nobody sees me set sail or they'll tell Mom or Nara. Σε διακόπτει, δεν με διακόπτεις καθόλου. Ξεγελάει το main concept του game με τη Lady White. Ναι, συμφωνώ. Δεν με ξεγελάς, κάνουμε συζήτηση εδώ, για game μιλάμε, δεν είναι. Το κανάλι είναι gaming. Σίγουρα βλέπουμε και τι γίνεται και εδώ πέρα. Αλλά θέλω να συζητήσουμε και για αυτά που κάνετε εσείς. Δεν με αποσπάτε την προσοχή. Μου αποσπάτε την προσοχή, όχι με. Απλά είναι περάσει σχεδόν 11.30 και έχω ξεχάσει να μιλήσω. Α, δεν ήρθε μετά. Γιατί? Oh my god! What? It's here. Saw you leaping about on the beach. Why? Κόλλησαν οι διάλογοι, δεν ξέρω. Storm dragged me here. You didn't choose this. You could left by now. You don't carry any sleeping bags or bedrolls. You're not prepared for this. What are you plotting? I see. You expect her to let me ask you a question instead. Why are you here? I live here. Technically, you don't live. I've climbed every hill, climbed with every bit of that broad bog. Started that school, taught those children to read and write. Ah, this is where I belong. I live here. You're Beatrice Parker. Maybe you know this guy that I know. The ghost inside my head? I know it sounds crazy saying it out loud like this. Μιλάς σε ένα φάντασμα, σύντελθε. About Nora Crown. You need to find Nora Crown. She's dead, honey. I know that. It's about the Crown family. I want to know about them. But if it's their home you're looking for, you should try the lodge on a little rock. Πήξε, πρέπει να διαλέξω. One word of advice. I used to know everyone here and I've never heard of him. Goodbye. Κάτι πρέπει να μπάγκαρε εδώ πέρα. Γεια σου, Παρβαθιγκάνκο. Hello, welcome. Πώς πάει το διάβασμα? Τι παίζεις και ποιο είναι το story? Παίζω Ghost on the Shore. Είναι ένα ατμοσφαιρικό walking simulator, walking simulator πρώτη προσώπου, όπου είμαστε η Riley, η οποία πέσαμε σε μια καταιγίδα με το πλοίο μας και ξεβράσαμε σε αυτό το νησί εντός εισαγωγικών. Και ακούμε τον Josh, μια φωνή στο κεφάλι μας. Και... ξέρεις, προχωράμε και βλέπουμε, μαθαίνουμε το lore του νησιού, ποιοι ζούσαν εδώ, τι συνέβαινε στις μεταξύ τους σχέσεις και... μιλάμε ταυτόχρονα με τον Josh, το που είναι κάτι μέσα στο μυαλό μας και προσπαθούμε να καταλάβουμε τι γίνεται, πώς θα φύγουμε κτλ. Επίσης, παιδιά, νομίζω ότι κάτι έχει μπαγκάρει. Δεν θέλω να παίξουμε χωρίς να... ξέρετε, να ακούμε. Οπότε απλά θα βγω στο μενού και θα ξανασυνεχίσω από εκεί που ήμασταν, γιατί δεν είναι κρίμα. Ξέρεις, ήθελα κάτι λίγο πιο χαλαρό, κάτι ατμοσφαιρικό, οπότε γι' αυτό και... πάρα πολύ ωραία, εκεί που ήμασταν μας έβγαλε. Τώρα θα ακούγονται φωνές. Όχι. I didn't understand half the things he was talking about, though. Τώρα θα διαβάζω εγώ, like the part where I shouldn't trust you. You didn't even tell my name, she must not like ghosts. A bit of a hypocrite, a bit of a hybrid, isn't she? Πω, τι γίνεται τώρα, χάνουμε διαλόγους, γιατί έγινε αυτό? Why is that, though? I don't know. Wait, you don't believe her, do you? No, but I wonder why she thinks you're dangerous. She never said I was dangerous. I only know what you tell me. How do I know that's true? Don't say it. How do I know I can trust you? Εδώ έκανε save. Ελπίζω κάποια στιγμή να φτιάξουν τα voice-over και να μην χρειάζεται να κάνουμε εμείς τους διαλόγους ή να τους κάνω εγώ όλους voice, γιατί είναι κρίμα. Αυτό πήγαμε μέχρι εδώ και λειτουργούσε καλά και τώρα λειτουργούσε. Και τώρα δεν πάει καλά το πράγμα. Γιατί παιχνίδι μου το κάνεις αυτό? Εδώ έχουμε τον Father.
28th of October,
αυτό τον ακούμε,
1942.
εντάξει.
My dear little Elfins, some days I wish I had died in the war. I wish I could just put the past away, but it haunts me. Carrie hates it when I talk like that, but I feel like I'm a broken record, saying and doing the same things over and over again. If only I could lift the needle and play a different tune. I'd love to dance to the song where I was home with you and never set out of war to begin with. I'm tired and want to leave here and finally come home. I keep trying to help Josh, but there are no answers. Nothing makes sense. None of it.
Συγγνώμη.
I wish I'd never gone to the lodge. I must make this one short. I promised Carrie I would be by for dinner. I don't know why she puts up with me.
Έτσι.
I'd be lost without her.
Είναι το παιχνίδι, λίγο είναι η ατμόσφαιρα.
I wish I could see your faces once again. Your father.
He'd been to the lodge.
Άλλοι πληρώνε για αυτά.
Yes, to go see what he saw.
Α, πάρα πολύ
If you
ωραία.
stop and think for a minute, you'd see it makes sense.
Φτιάξαν τα voice over, είμαι πάρα πολύ χαρούμενος. My day has been made. Μπορώ να μπω εδώ να μέσα. Μος. Λίγο η μουσική, λίγο μεταράζει λίγο, κάτι γίνεται. Έχει αλλάξει λίγο το ambient.
Callum Compton.
That's Pixie's uncle. What the hell?
Τι συμβαίνει? Αυτός δεν πέθανε στη φωτιά. He was a crook. Ήταν όλα στημένα. Illegal distillation of high-proof spirits. Callum Compton accused. Yesterday I apprehended Mr. Compton for illegal distillation of high-proof spirits. However, before this arrest, Mr. Compton's distilling apparatus caught fire and the small sack used for said illicit activity was burned to ashes. Penalty. Mr. Compton was tried, but let off with merely a warning on the grounds that there was no recording evidence to support the seriousness of the charge. The accused was found guilty of illegal poaching attempts to the premises of the Griffiths family. On Mr. Griffith's request, Mr. Compton was released without charges on his promise to cease any further poaching attempts in the area. Mrs. Griffith was willing to show mercy in honor of Mr. Compton's mother and her friend who died while out poaching for his son. The accused was caught red-handed trying to steal a pouch of tobacco from Mr. Baker's grocery shop. Ο Callum Compton λίγο παράνομος. The accused was sentenced to pay a fine of 12 penny to Mr. Baker. As the accused didn't have such money at his disposal, both parties agreed on a payment of 2 pennies per month. Είχε κι άλλο, The accused was found guilty. Όλα αυτά έχει κάνει ο Callum Compton εντωμεταξύ που διαβάσαμε ότι έχει πεθάνει στη φωτιά, υποτίθεται. The accused was found guilty of picking a fight with the victim over a game of dice. During the game, Mr. Compton accused Mr. Clinch Jr. of cheating. However, no evidence was found that Mr. Clinch Jr. had indulged in any cheating as his father. Mr. Henry Clinch Sr. stood witness to the entire game. According to said father, it was Mr. Compton himself who cheated once Mr. Compton knew there was no way to him to win the game. Mr. Clinch Sr.'s testimony was backed up by Mr. Thaddeus Cook, owner of the Black Bell. Mr. Compton was sentenced to 2 weeks of gardening in service of the Clinch family. Και το τελευταίο, και η τελευταία παρανομία, A huge brawl erupted today at the docks after Mr. Compton was denied access to unload cargo for Mr. Watson's fishing vessel, the Nimrod. Mr. Watson claimed Mr. Compton was working in cahoots with Mr. Reginald Shaw. Reginald? Captain of our rival fishing vessel, the Flying Spur. Mr. Watson accused Mr. Compton for deliberately sabotaging and thus delaying the Nimrod's departure on multiple occasions. The reason for the sabotage, according to Mr. Watson, was so Mr. Shaw could beat Mr. Watson to the rock's richest fishing grounds just offshore. Witnesses were especially descriptive of Mr. Compton's angry demeanor, calling him a feral savage who should be put in chains for everybody's sake. Mr. Compton was denied access to the docks for 1 month and permanent denial of access to the Nimrod. Γενικά δεν ήταν πάρα πολύ καλά αυτός. Φυλακή εδώ πέρα.
these bottles.
Bottles?
We were all distilling it.
Liquor?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Oh yes, George, I'd love some whiskey on my whiskey.
Is this Archie?
Archibald O'Sullivan, yeah. I didn't know he had a record.
Τι όνομα είναι αυτό ρε φίλε,
He was a
Archibald.
I wouldn't say that.
He was a criminal. Mr. Belthurbert reported she witnessed Mr. O'Sullivan stumbling about Stillwater Cove in a seriously inebriated state. She reported as much to me more out of worry than anger. She insisted I mentioned this in my report when I went out to search for Mr. O'Sullivan. He lay passed out in his boat. Mr. O'Sullivan was released without charges. A fire consumed the lodge, the Crown family estate located on Little Rogue. 2 persons perished in the fire, Mr. Cordelia Crown and Mr. Cal Compton. Άρα πέθαν όντως. Both bodies were found in the upper drawing room. It is unclear what business Mr. Compton had upon the premises. A search revealed no valid source for the fire, indicating the possibility of arson. Supporting this claim is the fact that the upper drawing room door was blocked from the outside. Further investigation is needed. Currently the only... η κόρη! Τι συνέβη? Currently the only suspect is Mr. Cook as he and Mr. Compton had a long history of violent disputes. Ναι, αλλά και η Νόρα ήταν λίγο ύποπτη. Δε σου. Δε κοζάιρου. Αυτό εδώ τι λέει?
Look, pages have been torn out.
Scruff.
Yeah, this is where he got those notes from.
From Constable Sprouse.
Dylan Sprouse, 18 September 1818. As Constable Wilford has shown no interest in opening an investigation into smuggling activities, I have taken it upon myself to do so. My suspicions began when I saw the same bottle types appear. These bottles are from no shop located upon the roads. The contents of said bottles were always the same high alcohol liquor, supposedly imported legally from the mainland, but I have failed to find any proof thereof. My first intent is to find the location of import into these islands. Not many valid options exist due to the many underwater rock formations, prohibiting the approach of vessels. The docks are one possibility, though it would be too easy to spot the contraband. Another option could be the peninsula of the Dark Rogue, though the entirety of that peninsula is surrounded by razor-sharp rocks sticking out of the bay, making any approach by large vessels suicide. There is also a small passageway leading deeper into the island, but it is far too cramped to allow access to a smuggling vessel. 29th October 1818. Time finally allowed me a visit to Dark Rogue. I conversed with Thaddeus Cook, owner of the Dark Rogue's only tavern, the Black Bell. Although Mr. Cook denied any involvement in any such activities, I couldn't help but notice something of his demeanor. For a man being interrogated by the law, he struck me as overconfident, even cocky.
What happened to the sea?
What?
Low tide, if that's what you mean.
If only that constable was still around. I could just ask him what the hell happened out here.
Α, κάναμε τον κύκλο του νησιού. Του νησιού, ναι. Να διαβάσουμε τι σημειώσαμε στο σημειωματάριο, το journal. Ωραία. Κάπου εδώ είχαμε μείνει. Always it seems kind of a long time. Will someone ever love me? Or always? I can't imagine. There's where to go next. That's one of the hardest things to decide. That's true. Εγώ το είπα το that's true. And sometimes you need direction. To find your way, pixie dust. The people truly believe in fairy tales. A mother, a father, a crying child. Not your usual happy family portrait. Εδώ βλέπουμε την Pixie. Walk me to the sea, I want more. The tingle of the ridges pressing in my fingertips takes me back to another time, back to her. Mom? I love you, Tig. Nothing will bring her down. Nothing will bring her down. I need a pair of these. I always feel like this. There's something special. There's something I need to see. Που το special δεν ξέρω. Something far in the distance, just out of reach. What was that girl looking for? She seemed determined, ready to go down the rabbit hole. Such bravery. I understand the beckoning of the marshes and the beaches, but what was she hoping to find? Surely not her father. Such foolishness. I wonder, have these islands changed much since she drew this map? She didn't map out the dark rogue. He didn't budge. Spruce felt he had to conduct his investigation in secret. Was there anyone powerful enough to stop him? He was the police after all. Who am I kidding? Spruce wasn't a necessity, someone else was. The answer was never at the bottom of a bottle, Archie. I've known people like you. Alcohol is your true demon. What was so bad, so horrible you couldn't make it go away? Who set the lodge on fire? Callum Compton. A good heart turned cold as ice. Και γύρισα πίσω στην αρχή του νησιού.
Thank you.
Ό,τι γίνεται.
Josh, is it?
Yes, Miss Crine.
You grew up here, on the islands.
Oh,
Ο Josh.
yes, Miss Crine. We've been here for generations.
Τον βλέπω.
That sounds lovely.
Αυτός μας
I
μιλάει.
think the islands are the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Me too. Of course, I've seen nowhere else.
Ο Josh τα έκανε όλα.
I've never wanted to.
Oh, there's a blessing in this gentle breeze that blows from the green fields and from the clouds.
You have a way with words, Miss Crine.
Oh, Wordsworth definitely does. He goes on, and from the sky, it beats against my
Better be careful, Miss Crine. These waves have a mind of their own.
Yes. I feel Wordsworth today. It's as if the sky itself is aware of how happy this place makes me. I can see why you remain here, Josh.
I don't believe this.
That was me.
You were right there. In front of me.
With Nora. I didn't remember her, Riley. And now it's just like that.
I think you took her to Little Rogue.
We need to set sail for Little Rogue.
Τρελάθηκες. Είσαι τρελός, ρε! Μπορούμε να πάμε με την καράβη. Θα πάρουμε την καράβη.
All set for Little Rogue?
Let's get this show on the road.
Πω, άκου πως κάει μαλός είναι η εξάτμιση. Καρύδα μου, σου αγαπώ, το νικέλωσες κιόλας. Μπακαρίδας performance γράφει δίπλα η Μαριγούλα. Μαριγούλα είναι το πλοίο που οδηγάω. Έτσι το ονόμασα. Μαργούλα. Γεια σου Προκάτ. Καλώς την. How are ya? Meine Freund.
Now, where's the lodge?
Where's the lodge? Patience?
Don't do that. It's so annoying.
Έλα lighthouse.
And
My name is
Φάρος.
Riley. Call me by my name.
Παναγίτσα μου. Βαγγελίστρα. Λόζα. Η Παναγιάρα κομμελοτσουγκρίζουσα είναι αυτή εδώ πέρα. Θα την αναγνώριζα παντού. Λοιπόν, για να δούμε, μαθες τι έχει εδώ.
don't worry. Cordelia kept a spare key somewhere.
We'll
Somewhere.
find it.
Θα το βρούμε, μαθες. Delirium.
Archie's. I like it here. This is the perfect place for a beer.
Beer.
Or a bloody smoke.
Είπε καμίς για μπύρα.
Of course, I no longer have either. Can barely remember what this
Ισχύει,
tastes
ούτε εγώ έχω
like.
μπύρα.
Gosh, a drink of any kind would be heaven right now. To make my brain stop for just like a minute. Make me feel normal, because you never shut it. Thank you. I should go back to the lodge. go through those ledgers again. There's got to be something in there. That tart Cordelia, she was hiding something. Ah, so much for shutting it. No, I don't like her, and neither did you. Are you sure she doesn't have some brandy hidden away? Or some of that whiskey you keep talking about? Oh, that's a good idea. Thanks.
Is there anyone who does like Cordelia Crown?
You don't say. But the point is that this was Archie's place.
The gardener.
The gardener.
Like it's been waiting for me.
Τι έγινε? Κάτι έγινε. Τι έγινε, γιατί δεν μπορώ να κουνηθώ. Παιχνίδι. Λοιπόν, πάρα πολύ ωραία. Κόλλησε το παιχνίδι. Οπότε πάμε για restart. Αυτά μ' αρέσουνε. Αυτά μ' αρέσουνε. Πάρα πολύ ωραίο. Ωραία. Liked. Ναι, τα είδαμε αυτά. Πάμε να κάνουμε continue. Application System Heidelberg. Continue. Loading. Μην κολλήσεις πάλι.
A crown would never live in something as small as that, right?
I think it was the gardener.
The lodge. Like it's been waiting for me.
Ζεσταίνομαι.
Such bizarre little creatures. I don't know if I'm charmed or appalled. I think I expected something else entirely. More ornate walkways, lavish galleries or something.
Well, they had those. Up there. This mud and rock down here was just for us.
For the islanders?
To remind us of our place.
Α, εδώ... Τι γίνεται, πώς ανεβαίνεις? Κοιτάς.
Is
Όχι.
this here where you lived? Little Rogue?
It feels familiar, but it wasn't my home.
Παιδιά, έχουμε πάλι εικόνα,
I
έτσι,
think it's pretty.
και ήχους και
You
αυτά.
always say that.
There's nothing wrong with seeing the world as a beautiful place.
The world? You said you didn't like the old world. That's why you left.
Well, maybe I do like the new world.
I don't like it. There's a strange vibration here that I don't care for.
Δεν μας ενδιαφέρει τόσο. Πούλωνε.
Is that Beatrice there?
Συγγνώμη.
What is she doing here? No. I don't care. I don't want to talk to her anymore.
Why not? That's common courtesy. And I want to know what she's doing here.
I don't.
Κύρα Μπέατρις μου. Πούλωνε, παιδάκι. Γύρω στο τέρμα σου, Μπέατρις.
Beatrice?
Oh, hello, Riley. That is your name, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's my name.
Did you get rid of that ghost of yours yet?
We're working on it.
So very hard.
Shh, not now. I'm talking to Beatrice.
I see you found your way to Little Rogue.
Yes, I really want to find the lodge.
That's very clever. You will find answers there.
Can I ask you something personal?
by all means.
Are you expecting anyone?
Don't be ridiculous, girl.
You keep trying to see beyond the horizon. Why are you still here?
I used to come to this beach a lot. With my father, I think. Then he went up to the boathouse to talk to Archie. For hours. If they had enough whiskey to accompany them.
Why are you still on the Rogue Islands, Beatrice?
I don't want to leave. I have lost so many. I still miss the ones I loved most. And the ones that hurt me the worst. I cannot leave them.
You're the last one, Beatrice.
I know that. They've all been gone for so long. I forgot their names.
And yet you do not want to go.
I do not. You never know. They might come back. You may leave me now. I will find you again.
And she's gone.
Why does she keep doing that?
Την έκανε η Beatrice. Δεν ξέρω αν θα βρούμε το κλειδί και θα επιστρέψουμε πίσω σε εκείνο το ξέφωτο, αλλά whatever. Εδώ υπάρχει κάτι, μην δεν τρομάξω, να μην τρομάξω. Υπάρχουν τοιχογραφίες και υπάρχουν και αυτά τα willow wisps που λένε στις σημειώσεις τους. Α, το δέντρο του λόγκο.
Please stay.
Α, ζωντανή είναι.
You may want to come down from that tree, Miss Crown. It's unsafe.
Oh, but this is a solid branch. Why don't you come see for yourself? It's a new world from here.
Miss Crown,
Yes,
I'm glad you stayed.
that's awfully nice of you to say so. And I'm glad too.
That's what I was trying to do. See the world differently.
I know. I'm sorry I wrecked your dream.
Αυτό,
There's
τόσες βροχές,
something
όσα
going on
τέτοια.
here. Did you have an affair with her?
What? No. Why do you keep asking such insane questions?
You seemed comfortable around each other.
That doesn't mean anything. I was comfortable around Scruff. I'm comfortable around you.
Well, we're friends, right?
Right? Josh! Μιλά μου!
I'm unsure what our next move might be.
We're heading for the big house, right?
That is where she lived, right?
I thought you liked Nora.
How can I like somebody I don't know?
Do you like me?
You know I do.
I knew you'd see sense.
Like all the others that came before.
Riley, are you jealous?
No, because that would be ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I'm not jealous, all right? I've said this before.
Doesn't mean it's true, though.
So, this is Nora's house.
Our mother's.
Cordelia Crown.
Εδώ έχουμε πολύ
That's
υλικό.
a window up there. I remember her climbing out to go down the
Α,
tree.
εδώ θα βρούμε και το κλειδί που έκρυβε εδώ πέρα κάτω το τέτοιο. Πιστεύω, θαρώ, εικάζω. Λοιπόν, εδώ μέσα τι κρύβεται, κάτι κρύβεται, δεν μπορεί να ήταν αυτό εδώ έτσι, έτσι ήταν εδώ, δεν κρυβόταν απολύτως τίποτα, είμαι παρανοϊκός. Αυτό είναι μεγάλο σπίτι, ελπίζω να μην το ψάξουμε όλο, να μην είναι πολύ μεγάλο. Εδώ έχει και τα λιοντάρια, έχουν κάτι σταυροπόδι.
Main entrance.
The only one Cordelia ever used. And she made very sure no servant ever did.
10th of November 1943. My sweet little elfins. I'm sitting on old Cordelia Crown's porch, or what's left of it. She's been dead for a century now. Still, she makes me so
Θα κάνω λίγο αέρα για να μην πεθάνω, παιδιά μου.
Kick and scream. The Crowns were so corrupt. And Cordelia Crown took her family for granted. She treated them so shabbily. But I suppose I treat you girls the same, don't I? I didn't value you enough to come home. I tell myself that I can't. That I'm afraid to see your shiny faces. That I have too much blood on my hands. But what if it's a lie? What if I am just like Cordelia Crown? Carrie hates such talk. She tells me I'm too hard on myself. That we all survive and do the best we can. But I don't know. When you make mistakes, you must pay your debts. And I can never make up for all my sins. But I did some good once upon a time. I helped create you. Oh, I've gone down the morose path again, didn't I? I shall sign off and leave you to happier thoughts. Your loving father.
He knew what she did.
We've got to pull our weight.
Συγγνώμη. Ωραία, ήθελα απλά να δω αν είμαστε εντάξει με την εικόνα. Να το επιβεβαιώσω. Πάρα πολύ εντάξει μας, όχι απλά εντάξει. Σοβά.
Figure it out for ourselves.
A spare key.
To the boathouse. Told you.
Ωραία, άρα βρήκαμε το κλειδί που θέλαμε για να κνίξουμε κάτω. Ταυλάκι, ταυλάκι! Παίζαμε δηλωτή. A Greek sculpture, ελληνικό το παιχνίδι. Πελάκια. 18.01.21.
Is this a code?
6 figures. Must be. Cordelia was in charge, obviously.
Εδώ είμαστε.
She wrote to Pixie.
I'm telling you, Cordelia knows more than she lets on.
My sweet tea, it is with great sorrow I write this letter with a heavy troubled heart. The words do not come easily, but nonetheless I must speak. It is time for you to know, understand, to see, to know. I won't wish you to learn the truth behind the unfortunate disappearance of your father. I know that what happened troubles, plagues me greatly, and that I will always regret what How does one tell their granddaughter that her father will never come back? And that she needs to stop looking.
Is this?
About the smuggling, yes.
No way. Cordelia was involved?
It looks like it.
Her journal.
In the safe? Must have been real private.
23rd of October 1820. It's getting colder. I've asked Archibald to light all the fires in the house. Still I feel the chill in my bones. I think the devil himself could freeze in these bleak times. I want to take Nora back home with me. At least for the winter. This is no place for a newborn. Of course I won't have it. That stubborn girl is convinced this is her home. Can you believe after all Mr. Crown and I have done for her? She thinks this place is better than our home on the mainland. Why she doesn't know the first thing about living in a croft house. She is too foolish. What's what? Her head filled with crazy romantic notions of nature walks. I blame Wordsworth and Coleridge. I should never have let her read those silly poems. Granted, I enjoy an adventurous walk myself. Nora and I used to go all the time when we first arrived, but I do not see the need to live out there like a wild woman. I told her I won't have it, that I am her mother, but she will not do as I tell her anymore. And all because of that wicked island boy, Swamp Trash. We never should have let him work the gardens. Does she think I don't know he's climbing through her window every day? I will not have it anymore. I will not lose my daughter to these rogue islands. Θα μαζέψει υπογραφές να πέσει η τιμή του Cat Vibe. Άμα μαζέψει τις υπογραφές και εδώ το γνήσιο της ταυτότητας και των υπογραφών, θα το σκεφτώ πολύ σοβαρά και θα το κάνω. Διότι είμαι δίκαιος.
That was definitely Cornelia's den. She confuses me.
Ορίστε, στο έκανε γλυκούλα.
What she wrote in her journal? She seemed so vulnerable, like she was struggling.
With her conscience, if she ever had one.
Ώρα για cat vibing, λοιπόν.
Let's just figure out what Cordelia Crown was all about, yeah?
Με απολύ αγάπη από τη Χριστίνα, ένα cat vibing. Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Να καλωσορίσω τον... προσπαθώ για κάποια ώρα να καταλάβω τι γίνεται στο game, αλλά δεν το έχω. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι είναι έχασε ένα αρκετά μεγάλο κομμάτι του παιχνιδιού προκάτ μου, οπότε είναι λογικό να μην καταλαβαίνεις πολλά πράγματα. Είναι και λίγο μπερδεμένο το game γενικότερα. Ουσιαστικά διαβάζουμε πράγματα και μαθαίνουμε το lore, τι έχει γίνει σε αυτό, ποιοι έχουν ζήσει και τι έχει γίνει σε αυτό το νησί, το οποίο εμείς είμαστε stranded. Πέσαμε λόγω μιας καταιγίδας. Οπότε εντάξει, απλά δεν ξέρω τι μπορώ να κάνω γι' αυτό. Να φέρουμε μέσα τον καλεσμένο μας λοιπόν, εδώ. Καλησπέρα σας, να χαιρετήσω. Καλησπέρα σας, καλώς ήρθατε για ακόμη μια φορά. Ελπίζω να είστε καλά. Έχουμε πάρα πολύ καιρό να σας δούμε στην εκπομπή μας. Εδώ περάστε, καθίστε τα παιδιά εδώ στο chat. Ο Παρβαθιγκάκο μάζευε υπογραφές για να καταφέρουμε να σας φέρουμε πίσω με λιγότερα έξοδα από μέρους των τηλεθεατών μας, και αυτό που καταφέραμε τελικά ήταν να μπουν μέσα μεγάλοι μέτοχοι, Κριστινέντορ συγκεκριμένα, και να κάνει αυτή την επανασύνδεση μεταξύ όλων εμάς, μεταξύ πραγματικότητα. Οπότε σας ευχαριστώ που είστε και ακόμη μια φορά εδώ. Αυτό τη λαμπερή αφάνα που δεν θα μπορούσα να το πω καλύτερα. Τα έπες όλα. Και cat vibing. Συγγνώμη. Ωραία. Κάθονταν και στο κρεβάτι. Τι λες? Ο Τζος είναι εκείνη ώρα.
She's putting up a fight, that's what. She's fighting off sea monsters in there.
I don't have sea monsters in there.
Our girl's braving the deep, dark waters.
Ο Τζος είναι ο πατέρας της Pixie.
Who? Fierce as a tiger, Captain Pixie will sail the seven seas.
Σοκ.
Brave storms, slay sea monsters.
You idiot. Oh no. Mother, quick, the window.
I'll be back tomorrow. I'm her father. How?
It can't be true.
Δεν μπορεί.
It's not true. It
Συγγνώμη,
can't be.
συγκινήθηκα.
And I'm going to prove it. What did she want with this?
A skull is not going to prove anything.
No, but it's fascinating. Like an exploration of life. Or death.
Σημειώθη. Shells of the sea.
She loved every little thing about the ropes.
Αλλά μη συγκινήσει τώρα, πλάκα.
On the beach looking for unusual shells. Or rocks and
Έλα, σταμάτω, όλα θα πάνε καλά. A field guide to sails along the beaches of the northern lands, with illustrations and descriptions for identifying more than 500 seashells, by Professor David Young. Journal.
Her journal. Let's see what she wrote about you.
October 15th, 1820. Ένα χρόνο πριν την Ελληνική Επανάσταση. Autumn's finally here again. This may be my favorite time of year. I can dance for hours in that earthy, sweet wind. twirling the brown and red leaves all around me. Mother, you have it, of course. Mother won't have it, of course. But life on the island is like a dream. So many wondrous things to discover. The endless treasure on the beach, the sight of painted ship making shore, the sun rising from beneath the waves in the early hours of the morning. Things I only knew from my storybooks. This place is so different from the mainland. This place I can truly call home. Speaking of home, our house on the beach is nearly done. Josh really has worked hard and long hours. Pretty soon he won't have to climb through my bedroom window anymore, which will be a relief. I don't know how much longer we can fool Mother. She's rarely fooled by anything, so she must know. I am amazed she's not casting back out that same window. I'm sure she'd love to. Just a few more weeks, then we can head off and really begin the rest of our lives together. Nora.
This room alone tells me you loved them. You didn't abandon them. You could never.
Αχ, καρδούλα μου.
Another vision.
What if I don't like what I see?
Πας μπορεί γριάντζο, άσε τα παιδιά ήσυχα.
The rogues are no place for a child. You have to think of her.
I only think of her. And this is where she belongs. The rogues are her home.
Why? Because of that boy.
That boy is my husband.
Enough. I'm your mother, and I say we are going back to the mainland.
Τι λες βρε βλαχάρα.
Beatrice is my grandchild, and she will have a proper education. You will do as I say.
Now, why would I do that?
Beatrice is Pixie.
Beatrice είναι η Pixie.
Oh my god, that's it! That's why you're still here!
Σοκ!
Josh, look!
Τι είναι αυτό?
Come on, we need to find her.
She
Όχι!
went down to the beach.
Πεντάρι είναι.
Did you see her? She went down the stairs.
Κάτσε, ηρέμησε.
There she is.
Τελικά έχει βάθος το παιχνίδι, έτσι, έχει μία κάτι. Είναι λίγο πιο βαρύ από ό,τι περίμενα. Εντάξει, σταματάω.
Beatrice? We need to talk to you.
You mean you and that ghost of yours?
He's not my ghost, but yes. Remember what you told us on the beach? I know why you keep going round in circles. You can speak now, Josh.
Josh? Your ghost is called Josh?
Pixie.
Oh my god. Dad?
Yes. It is me. I'm your dad.
Was I nothing to you?
You were everything.
Then what did I do to make you leave?
You didn't do anything, honey. I don't know what happened. All I know is I was standing outside, trying to look in and see you, wishing I could be there with you, willing you to see me standing there.
Why couldn't I see you? Not even after I lived. You could have come find me. Why did you give up?
I'd lost my heart, and soon I started to lose my mind, until there was nothing left.
I've been looking for you.
I know.
I couldn't find you.
You have. You have found me.
I don't think I'm ready to say goodbye to you.
Nothing ever really ends. We both know that.
I'll see you soon, Dad.
don't understand. Why didn't you go with her? We were wrong.
It's not about my daughter.
Do you remember what she said back at White Sand? That her father used to go up to Archie's to talk.
You think that was me?
You're her father, aren't you?
Right. You want to go to Archie's attic? I disagree. We need to get to the Dark Rogue. Find Callum.
We can go after.
The tide is pulling back. We'll be stranded if we don't leave now.
But the attic... I really feel we need to see it.
We have to go now, or it'll be too late.
No.
No, I'm gonna dig around at Archie's.
Μπορεί και να μην ήταν σωστή αυτή η επιλογή που έκανα, αλλά...
What is this for?
It's an altar for the fairies. Many believe they protected us when we had to go into the marshes, and that after death we could join them.
Archie.
Title, name and last say Archibald O'Sullivan. Place of residence, small residence of Little Rogue provided by Crown family. Boat housekeeper, woodworker, age 52. Day of birth, 6th of May 1768. Physical nature of us committed to conviction, drunk and disorderly. Banished from establishment, the Black Bell. Case officer, auxiliary constable, Dylan Sprouse verdict. Due to his unsavory behavior towards the patrons of the Black Bell, Archibald Archie Sullivan is no longer permitted on the premises. Should the perpetrator attempt to purchase liquor or other alcohol substances on the premises of the registered club, the authorities are to be advised in order that the law may be enforced.
We drank a lot.
Ζαμπόνι είναι όταν ότι υποστάπα.
Oh, what's this?
Ω, λεφτά, λεφτά.
Load of money, or at least it was back in the day. Is that about me?
What is this? This is ridiculous. Mermaids?
Μερμέδες. The Wild Compton's doom. On the night of the 16th of November, Josh Compton disappeared without a trace, leaving Nora Crown devastated. Sailors confirmed they saw sirens dropped Compton beneath the dark waves near Village Rock, but Constable Will Foreman Sprouse suspect he was murdered by the Ragged Rogue smugglers gang. Or did Compton, as Miss Cordelia Crown stated, abandon his wife and unborn child for another love on the mainland? Drowned by alluring sirens, murdered by dark rogue demon, devastating desertion of Nora Crown. Ψηφίζω ότι τον σκότωσαν.
You got your way and got into Archie's.
Πάμε να φύγουμε.
I'm glad we have a clearer picture of Archie now, but I expected to find more. No, my boat!
I hate to say I told you so.
Με boat.
But you're doing it anyway. Now what do we do?
I'll have to go across the causeway.
On foot?
On foot.
On foot.
How? Where?
Calm down.
100% λες.
Back to the beach. Find the lighthouse.
Απαπαπαπαπαπα. Πίσω στην beach θα πάμε.
See that lighthouse?
Is there a path?
Yes. Stay close. So, let's talk about what we find at Archie's.
Archie. He seemed unhappy.
He
Εκεί.
was miserable. I wanted to help him, but I didn't know how.
Hey, it's not your fault.
Haven't walked here in ages. It's beautiful in its own way.
Feels eerie, if you ask me. Did you use this causeway often?
Everybody did.
Why?
To go sell our homemade whiskey at the Black Bell.
That sounds ominous.
You'll see.
How far is it?
Far. You should have listened to me.
I'm allowed to do things my own way.
Δεν μπορώ να περάσω από εδώ. Και πού πρέπει να πάω? Ω.
So ghostly out here. What happens when the waves come back?
They take back what they feel is theirs.
Many died?
If you get out on the flats and get sucked in the mud,
There's no hope.
Α, τι έγινε? Βλέπουμε τα Willow Wisps του loading πάλι.
and there it is,
The Dark Rogue.
and the Black Bell.
Sounds like you've just come home.
My brother brought me off, and
Εδώ λίγο τρομακτικό ambient πήγε.
free food on the table.
Hang on. Your brother?
Yeah, Callum was my brother.
Why didn't you say so?
I'm sorry, we had a tree house where we'd sleep.
We have to find this treehouse.
Τι συμβαίνει, Βίρνα, τέλος πάντων σε αυτό το παιχνίδι? The Black Bell. Α, είμαστε πάλι. Τα κλάσαμε λίγο.
Archie, please. I have to know.
You shouldn't be here, Miss Nora.
Please, I can't live like this. You have to tell me the truth.
Nora, you're making a scene.
Look at her. He wouldn't leave. Not his daughter. Not me. My mother. Constable Sprouse. They're wrong. He wouldn't. You know he wouldn't.
Hush now. Josh left. He left for the mainland, and that's that.
How could you say that?
Καλύπτουν τη
You're
δολοφονία.
his brother. You know him better than
He's
anyone.
gone, Nora. Josh is gone.
Then bring me to him. Let him see her. At least let him see his daughter.
Sorry, Nora. He made his choice.
He's gone then. He's really gone.
Is dead.
He's really gone.
Your papa's gone, baby girl.
Miss Nora, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
You did. You actually did leave them.
No,
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
What do you want from me? I can't trust you, can I?
You're going to have to, because there's nobody else here.
Have you ever used one of these?
I never fired one, if that's what you mean.
Μουσκέτο.
These again. And there's so many.
Ταβέρνα είναι. Τι είναι
Here's
so
the
many?
source. Many came to get their bottles right here. If they didn't distill any whiskey themselves, that is.
Δεν θέλω να σε ξανακούσω, Τζος. Δεν θέλω. Θέλω να φύγω από αυτό το νησί.
Oh, this brings back memories.
Πεντάρια και
Sure I
ξάρια.
care anymore.
What?
Δεν με ενδιαφέρει τίποτα. Θέλω να φύγω.
I can't believe that thing is still here.
What is it?
It's for spitting chewing tobacco.
Ugh, that's gross.
So, Diary, I need to tell you something, but just shut up. I don't have anything left to say to you. I'm talking to my diary now. No, there's no excuses. You left your child.
Oh.
You left her. Before she was born, you took off. You never saw her. That is the worst. I never liked you, but now I can't stand you. I want to punch you so badly. Leave! Get out! Stop talking to me!
Margot understood the kind of man you were.
Right then. I'll leave you to it.
Άντε βούλωνε λίγο να ησυχάσουμε να δραματίσουμε κιόλας. Όλο μιλάς και τι κάνεις, χαρτιά παίζεις και όλο χαρτιά παίζεις. Στο τέλος θα μας πωλήσει και εμάς τα χαρτιά. Είδες προκάτι έκρηξη.
don't know you anymore. Why was she not enough?
What we just saw, I don't think that's what happened.
That's bull. Every vision has been true so far.
I didn't leave Nora. What if they were wrong?
What if you're wrong?
21st of December 1944. My dear little Elphins, my sweet daughters. My thoughts are with you all the time. War was hard, but leaving you was harder. I thought I could return, but it turns out I'm too much of a coward. I can never say sorry enough. If only you could forgive me. I'm weaker than I've been. The days drift, and I can no longer help Josh. I failed. My one act of redemption, I could not even do that. What will happen to the boy when I'm gone? I hate the idea of him here alone. You girls have family and loved ones. Josh has only me. I love all of you. I can't ever say that enough. You are the light and the joy of my life. And I'm so proud of you. So proud to be your father. Your loving father.
Λοιπόν, νομίζω ότι έφτασε η στιγμή να χαιρετήσουμε τον καλεσμένο μας. Είδα κάτσε αρκετή ώρα μαζί μας, παραπάνω από το προκαθορισμένο. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ που ήσασταν κοντά μας σε ένα ακόμα stream. Θα χαρούμε να σας ξαναδούμε το συντομότερο δυνατόν. Ενδεχομένως να έχουν μαζευτεί και υπογραφές για να μειωθεί το κόστος, έτσι, της συμβολής σας σε αυτό που κάνουμε. Οπότε εδώ σε αυτό το σημείο σας καληνυχτίζω. Και see you next time. Keep jamming. Yeah. Ωραία, μπορούμε να συνεχίσουμε. Ναι, το άφησα κι εγώ επίτηδες, το άφησα επίτηδες. Έτσι, να το χαρείτε. Δεν μπορείς να πει. Έδωσα, ήταν double time, Δεν θέλω παράπονα. Μπορεί να είναι ακριβή, αλλά σας το έδωσα. Ήμουν δίκαιος. Ακούω βατράχους, χους. Έτσι. Είμαι πάντα γενναιόδωρος, αλλά είμαι και σκληρός ταυτόχρονα. Θέλω να ακολουθούνται οι νόμοι αυτού του stream. Είναι πολύ σημαντικό όλοι οι κανόνες που έχουμε θέσει να τηρούνται κατά γράμμα, ώστε να είμαστε πάντα καλά.
Let's go back. I can stop. I can be quiet as a mouse.
Καλή νύχτα, ρε Παραπαθηγκάνγκο. Καλή ξεκούραση. Καλή επιτυχία αύριο στο μάθημα. Και φιλιά πολλά. Πήγε στην κοινομενιά μου.
You have to calm down, okay? Just breathe. Breathe, Margot.
I'm stuck and help me. Josh, help me. Please, I can't move.
No. Margot. Somebody help.
Τη σκότωσε.
I can't move. What? I'm scared. Don't leave me. Okay? Don't leave. Okay, Josh.
I'm right here. I'm always right here.
Και κάπως έτσι πέθανε.
No. Did she die? Josh!
I don't...
Did she die, Josh?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I couldn't get her out.
Did you try?
You were there. You saw me try.
She died because of you. I need to get away from you. She was right. This isn't natural. Did she hang these?
Yes.
Μ' αρέσει. Και μαλώνουμε This is natural και μετά μιλάμε κανονικά σαν να μην συνέβη ο προηγούμενος διάλογος, ας πούμε. Αυτό δεν έχει λογική.
Also to keep away ghosts.
They're wind chimes. She needed that soft tinkling of the shells when things got too much to bear.
Αυτά εδώ να τι είναι, τα είδαμε. Δικό έχω εγώ. Μαλώνει και μετά σαν να μην συνέβη τίποτα μιλάνε.
Campfire. We'd sit here every night, singing songs or eating canned beans.
Γεια σου κόκκι, τι κάνεις?
These jars.
I almost had to force her to go back.
Είσαι καθόλου καλύτερα?
That is. She'd sooner die than set foot in that cabin.
Πικαγίλη. Δεν ξέρω τι είναι το πικαλίλι, αλλά ακούγεται νόστιμο.
She liked sleeping outside.
Another adventure.
Καλή νύχτα σε μπαρέ. Καλή ξεκούραση.
Always
Και
trying
καλή
to get
συνέχεια
away.
και σε εσένα.
From you.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Εντάξει, οκ. Το σημαντικό είναι ότι είσαι καλύτερα.
That's her early work. She got a lot better after.
Και θέλω ακόμα καλύτερα. Θέλω να επιστρέψεις δυναμικά. Θέλω να πας να είσαι νης καλά, να κάτσεις λίγο να ξεκουράσεις και μετά να πας τους ξεβρακώσεις όλους. Συγγνώμη για την έκρηξη, συνεχίζω. The silent witness, loneliness my sole companion, thought in the solemn hours. A silent witness accompanies me, a last remnant of these isles. Am I losing my sanity? Too much poison out of control. Or is this wretched soul the perfect match for me, the one with whom to console? Better here than over there, in society's mortal coil. A vile sinful affair to flee, where coin corrupts the soul. Love keeps eluding me, damaged goods all the remains. The rainbow just a travesty, bloodstains duty detained. Πάρα πολύ ωραίο, σαν ποίημα το διάβασα. My torment still endures, the spectre from the void. Intentions remain vaguely obscure, his path I must avoid. Alas, no matter how I try, the fiend is here to stay. Please rid me of this agony, for my wit is giving away. Δεν το διάβασα πάρα πολύ, αλλά και στο τέλος λίγο χάλασα στο φινάλε. Αλλά δεν βαριέσαι. Διαβάσουμε το τάπε. Τραγκαντρούγκα, τραγκαντρούγκα. Copyright. Όλα τα copyright.
Winter's breath and fairy dust hold this love of mine. Rest in my arms and I'll keep you warm, keeping the I'll stay by your side. Hush, little child, till night turns into day. Till night turns
Τι καλό παίζεις. Παίζω το Ghost on the Shore.
Margot.
I never meant for her.
Είναι ένα
I wanted a different ending.
ατμοσφαιρικό παιχνίδι πρώτου προσώπου, το
Cannot
οποίο
take it
είναι
back.
έτσι, walking simulator. Είμαστε η Riley, είμαστε μια γυναίκα η οποία ήμασταν μέσα σε ένα πλοίο και κάτι έγινε, πέσαμε σε ένα τυφώνα, σε μια καταιγίδα μάλλον, όχι τυφώνα, και βγήκαμε σε αυτό το νησί, μετά αρχίσαμε να ακούμε μια φωνή, αυτή του Τζος, μέσα στο κεφάλι μας. Είναι κάποιο φάντασμα, κάποια ανάμνηση, δεν ξέρω τι. Και από τότε βρίσκουμε διάφορα στοιχεία στο νησί και προσπαθούμε να καλύψουμε πράγματα για τους κατοίκους του και για το τι συνέβη, για την ιστορία του.
How did you get this thing here?
Το βανάκι του
Not many
Καμπέρι.
roads to drive on here.
Yeah, that's why she parked it here. And she ran out of gas.
Ήθελα πριν σκεφτόμουν. Ήθελα να πω ότι το παιχνίδι θα παίξω την Πέμπτη. Την Πέμπτη στο stream μπορεί να σου αρέσει πολύ εσένα το παιχνίδι που θα παίξω Γκόγκι, διότι είναι κάτι που βασίζεται έτσι αρκετά στο D&D και αυτά. Είναι έτσι τέτοιου στυλ. Οπότε μπορεί να σου αρέσει της Πέμπτης το παιχνίδι. Beyond repair. Why did she even break it here?
I loved to hear her play and sing. It was the only time she was truly at peace.
You should have shut up then and let her
Oh,
play.
yes, yes. Our song can last forever.
Wish she was here to hear you say
You're
that.
beautiful.
She never believed it herself.
Συγγνώμη.
Her 5 minutes of fame. What was she looking for?
Η Μαργκό η πράσινη.
She was looking to make sense for life.
Αναμένεις, έτσι. Μπράβο, μπράβο.
Lara Crimson. She wanted to be like that singer.
Μη στεναχωριέσαι, το κατάλαβα.
Thinking fame would validate her?
But her music, Riley. You should have heard her play. Always got under my skin.
It was her skin, never yours.
Τσιγάρο ατέλειωτο. Βαρύ. September 22, 1979. Dear Margot, I was so pleased to hear you like my music. I'd be nowhere without my fans. I don't usually write them personal letters, but I was moved by yours and thought I would respond. My music inspiration comes from my emotions. It sounds like you are going through something profound. Music has been my saving grace, and it can be yours too. Keep writing. It's not about being great, it's about trusting yourself and listening to the inner voice. I wish you the best of luck with life and your music. I will be performing at the Arden on October 19. Hope to see you there. Bonnie Chance, Lara Crimson.
The tape recorder. She liked talking to that thing more
Than talking to you.
Τι άλλο έχει, τι είναι αυτά.
Did she really
Rainbow
go to all of these
Dash.
concerts? This one made history. She was there. Pretty awesome.
Music was her life.
Πάρα πολύ ωραία, τελειώσαμε από εδώ.
She was lost.
And you knew it. And still you didn't leave her alone.
Don't you think I wanted to? I've tried.
Don't spin me that story about being stuck here.
It is the truth. The only truth.
I need answers, clarity. We'll find it at the treehouse. We've got to.
We've got to. Επίσης πρέπει να πλησιάζουμε προς το τέλος του παιχνιδιού. Θαρώ. Το παιχνίδι διάβασα ότι είναι γύρω στις 3 ώρες και επειδή είναι pretty straightforward, δηλαδή δεν είναι ότι καθυστερήσει κάτι, πιστεύω ότι όπου να είναι κοντεύουμε.
There, the treehouse.
Yes, that's it. It's still there. Our safe place.
Callum knew more about where you went. Let's hope he left us some clues.
This is us. We carved our names ourselves. It's still here. After all this time.
Αμάν.
Callum,
Mom?
this feels ridiculous. Meeting in the middle of the night behind a child's playhouse.
Would you rather we meet in the open?
No, of course.
Το Chasing Static δεν το τερμάτισα.
He's accepted the terms.
Η αλήθεια είναι ότι μπερδεύτηκα λίγο στο παιχνίδι το που πας.
He's leaving tonight.
Και μετά λέω τώρα
Neither my daughter nor anyone
μην τους έχω και βλέπουν μια ώρα να ψάχνω πράγματα.
He's gone for good.
Οπότε λέω πάμε παρακάτω και θα το...
I wish him no
Μπορεί να το παίξω αργότερα ή να το συνεχίσω μόνος μου.
good. This is good.
Δεν ήθελα δηλαδή να σας ταλαιπωρήσω.
You took the money.
Riley,
You took her money. How could you?
I don't know.
Εδώ σοκαριστικά πράγματα γίνονται.
Be together forever. We were going to raise our children in our home. You promised me. You said you loved me. I know you did.
What are you saying? It's you. All this time. It's been you.
Τι,
You are Nora.
τι λέτε ρε. Σοβαρευτείτε λίγο. Τι γίνεται παιχνίδι. Πώς γίνεται να είμαι Νόρα.
You know I love you.
I'm not sure why, but
You make me so happy.
You left me.
I didn't. I swear. I could never.
Βουλώσέ το Τζος.
I know that you'd have to give up everything.
Josh, I'm not.
But I want you. I want to be with you.
Ψέματα.
I want to build you a home. Right here.
Ψέματα!
Raise a family.
Εγώ φταίω!
What?
asking you to marry me, Nora. To stay here with me.
Yes. I want to be here with you.
Να πω κι εγώ στην αγκαλιά. Hug.
Riley.
Leave me, Josh.
Listen.
Go away. I don't want you here. Go.
I can't believe we're married.
You're stuck with me now.
Mm.
I will not go away. And I never did.
Άντε γάμισου.
I didn't go anywhere.
Δεν μπορούσα, το είπα, δεν άντεξα.
Where were you? Because you weren't here.
I looked for you everywhere. For
So long. Thinking you'd come back to us.
It's okay.
Τι συμβαίνει?
Hush now. He'll be here soon. I don't care what they say. Don't cry, my love. Daddy will come home.
I was right here. I've always been right here.
You lie.
Josh, where did you go?
Πώς ανέβηκες μωρή έγκυος γυναίκα εδώ πάνω?
He's not on the island anymore. Maybe it's best to forget him, Miss Nora.
Ανέβηκες! Λίγο κλασμένος σου άρεσε.
Please come back to me.
It's all lies. No more. Just want to go home.
You are home.
Δε φύγε από εδώ ρε μπρο. Άσε με ήσυχο.
And fairy dust. The moon lights up the sky.
The moon lights up the sky and fairy dust beneath the by. Παγώ στον ιγλάρι.
Winter's breath.
Winter's breath. Μπορώ να περάσω από εδώ, να. Ευχαριστώ.
Hold this love of mine.
I remember now, Riley. All of it.
Then tell me what happened, so I can make sense of all this.
I can only show you.
How?
Let me take you to where it all happened. Give me control.
Κοίτα τα χεράκια μου.
Control over me? Absolutely not.
It's the only way.
To do what?
To make you see. To set us both free.
Θέλει να με σκοτώσει. Θέλει να μου πάρει τα μάτια.
Who can argue with that? All right, get it over with.
Όχι.
I'm not sure I like this. I've lost control completely.
I know. I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Surrender, Riley, and you'll be fine.
I think it's beautiful you building that house.
Linden Breeze. That's what we named it.
3 beers, right over there, for my brother and my buddy.
3 beers, coming up.
This is it, brother. We're getting out of here.
I'm not going.
What?
I've told you before. I'm not leaving Nora.
Tell me you're joking. You choose filthy rich vermin over me?
Don't talk about my wife like that.
I'm your brother.
You are my brother, and I love you. But you can't ask me to betray Nora.
Calm down, lads. Here's your beers.
Don't shush me. You've no part in this.
It's gonna be fine. We'll come find you later. I'm grateful that I have you in my life. I wouldn't be here without you.
Damn right. And that's how you repay me?
I'm going to be a father. Is that a miracle? A good father. And I want my little girl to have an Uncle Callum. We can do so much better.
Not yet. There isn't the time yet.
We can do better than Dad.
We can do better on the mainland with this money in our pockets. There's no future here.
You're wrong. The future's here. Only here.
There's nothing but mud here.
He's your family. You belong together.
That's in his hands now.
He's your brother.
You loved me.
I did. Of course I did.
Then where did you go?
Am I not good enough anymore?
I can't talk to you when you're like this. All fired up like that.
You found your way into money? Is that it? You don't need me?
You know that's not true.
Please, lads. We can put this straight.
These islands are gonna break us. And there's only one road out of here.
I will never take it. I will never leave. You hit me. You're no better than Dad.
Callum hit you.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, he hurt you.
It doesn't matter. Focus now. This is what they never told you.
What did...
You have to stop! Now! You're my little brother. I am! But you have to stop! This money will save us! It won't! It won't change a thing! I'm not going! You can't take this from me! I'm not leaving! You are going to leave with me! No!
Πω πω τρέλα.
You will do as they say. I am the oldest. I won't leave Nora ever.
To let me go.
You need to see this.
Get out! Get out, Josh!
No, no, no! You have to see this, Riley!
I need to get...
Just a wee bit longer.
I can't breathe.
Stop it, Callum.
I need you to see this, to understand.
I need air.
Do you get it?
I'm drowning.
What?
I need air.
God.
What? You can't drown.
Get up!
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
Brother! No! No! What did you do?
I'm so sorry.
Brother! No! 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 Josh! No! Come on!
My God, Josh.
You never left.
I never left.
I'm okay. All mine again. I'm going to be okay. That was just crazy. Josh?
I can't bear to think what would have happened if...
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'm still here.
I just wanted you to see that I'd always been right here.
I'm sorry I stopped believing.
Riley.
Nora. To you, I'm Nora. And I see you now.
I'm not ready to say goodbye to you.
You have to go, baby.
I know.
Nothing ever really ends. Isn't that what you said to our daughter?
Nothing really ever ends.
Bye, my love.
Tell me your secrets and I'll tell you mine. Let us stand weaken by making light. The deeper we keep it, the more it blinds. So let's hang 'em out to dry.
Σούλα.